Infamous Trey Ali.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said God had never died, never left us. Even though they took you home, he's still behind you like a catcher. Life is like a doctor, everybody want their checkup. Money, he been preaching, charge for a confession. See, ain't nobody focused on the bullshit that they told us. Always trying to pin you sick when ain't nobody came before us. We the best part of waking up before the Folgers. That's why they want your backs against the wall like a poster. Indoctrination being sold as education. Most of history they taught you came from some imagination. Roots was never true, fuck the whole compilation. Fuck Walter Plecker, fuck Alex Haley. America is Egypt, Israel Queen Khalifa. Babylon used to dabble by NY, check my fever. Niggas think I'm lying cause they sleeping. But bitch, I ain't no fool shopping my toes every season. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. Guess I gotta start bad rap and tell these niggas how it happened. Control is the goal, now you space like William Shatner. Technology's economy has overthrown your balance. Now your headaches come from waves, Microsoft's up in your atmosphere. Fears how they take you, they spank you for being active and questioning all the requisites made to prevent disasters. Clearing out the churches, FEMA talking to the pastor. Got the online tithing, it's survival for the masses. They never loved our classics, but bite off our originals. Reclassify your favorite rhymes the way they did the Seminoles. I'm so black, pride that my inside's purple. If the world had never died, they probably never alert you. You need to venture out and stop sticking the circle. Strength and numbers react different to curfews. The moving, not perfume, the streets ain't gold. Our summer so cold, we left the fall on froze. I said paper on
Grand Rising, everybody.
Ain't no genocide, we was killed.
Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all enter in the live stream studio. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Grand Rising, peace and blessings, and love. This is the artist Trey Ali.
Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper.
Make sure you hit that like button.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed.
Appreciate y'all for coming in. If y'all can hear everything loud and clear, please drop some fire emojis.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on
Ain't no Aboriginal Power TV. It's just Power Aboriginal TV. What the fuck is they talking about? Shout out to my brother Trey Ali. This is one of his fire songs called Paper on Paper on Paper. It's actually called Status. It's called Trey Ali Status. I'm a Rule. It's a fire song. Let's get into this next one. We're gonna jump straight into the interview. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Somebody said they shared it 3 times. I definitely appreciate that.
It's a lost generation.
And before we get into this, make sure y'all share this on all your social media outlets: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Hey, if you make a post on Instagram, tag me in it and I'll post it on my page. Appreciate y'all.
We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape. With a lost generation, it's a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save us. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape. With a lost generation, where everything's fun and games. We drink and we smoke just to numb the pain. We scream for the cops when a brother gets shot, then we march for our money, don't nothing change. Damn, I'm tired of these fucking games, shit. We gotta do something, man. They label us black, our history snatched. We don't even know where the fuck we came from. They gave you another name, washed it and gave you another brain. We used to be scholars till they gave us dollars. You gotta realize this a fucking game, so make sure you play it right. When you give it your all, you speak when you lay at night. I am a ray of light. That's an affirmation, something that you can say alright. I hope this word get exposed. I swear this cycle's getting old. How we giving all our children shit we couldn't deal with it. Shit from further from their souls. This world is so cold. Think to myself like, damn, sometimes I don't wanna have babies. Like, damn, what they gon' have faith in? I guess all I can say is, damn, this a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. It's a lost generation. We're starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save you. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. Where youngins be selling us dope, and politicians sell us hope. We never noticed all the power we got in our hands. They trick us and tell us to vote. Why should I care about July 4th? That one what my people died for was given religion and put up in a wicked system. But this shit won't our choice, so just find yours. There's different meanings of freedom. You need to
Grand
define
Rising,
yours.
y'all. Grand Rising.
Democrat, I don't get into that. They gotta give us back our voice. Cause how can the president speak for me? Or clean up the streets and find peace for me? They can't part the Red Sea for me. If I thought
David
that,
Bell,
then I ain't
peace.
even free. I'm just trying to tell us the hand they dealing us is deadly. Let's come together for protection.
Yeah.
They use their food and water as weapons for harming my essence. It's time that we check it. I need my people to help me. The time is now. We need plans. But we ain't got no hope, so we apply, go vote and say, y'all don't know, just keep praying. Damn, it's a lost generation. We starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation. It's a lost generation. We're starving for greatness. We hardly can make it, and truth is a pill that we hardly can take. Look at our generation, walking lost in this matrix, praying God come and save them. You'll do it for yourself if you really want to help, otherwise it'd be hard to escape with a lost generation.
I think that if you take.
And truth is a pill we can hardly can take. And speaking of pill, we got Sophia Stewart, which is one of the masterminds behind not only the Matrix movie, but also the Terminator movies. So we're going to get into it. I want you guys to decide which pill are you going to take, the red pill or the blue pill. That's going to be a question that you guys going to have to decide. And the reason I'm playing this interview, shout out to the Aboriginal sister, Sophia Stewart, because she do identify as an Indian, as an Aboriginal. She also talks about how blacks did not come over here, that they was already here. Okay, so shout out to Sophia Stewart. She's a very bright, intelligent, smart, elderly lady, and she's very, very intuitive with a warrior spirit. And these people simply try to steal her movie screen and her idea. They try to steal it. When I mean they, I mean Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, who put out The Matrix and also put out Terminator. So we're gonna get into this interview. Peace and blessings to everybody. Peace and love to everybody. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis. Before I get into that, I want to say Trey Ali will be performing September 21st, right, at the 421 Hookah Lounge. That's 421 Edgewood Avenue, East Atlanta, Georgia, at 9 o'clock, $20 admission, right? The brother PNL said he's gonna be showing up. Hey, let's show him a warm welcome to have the Aboriginal showdown. We know we ain't playing no games with none of the bullshit. So this guy has already said he's coming, so we will be prepared for his arrival. A couple other brothers and sisters that's in the community I'm looking forward to seeing also have confirmed coming out to the show September 21st in East Atlanta to see Trey Ali perform. So it's going to be dope. I love to see y'all show out. Appreciate y'all for coming out, rocking with the live stream last night. Killer Priest and them totally ducked us. They ain't want no smoke with Big Ab or none of the rest of you guys with this information. They didn't want it. So shout out to y'all for scurrying them. We came to they door deep and we knocked them out. So we going to get into the oracle of this bill, man. Let's get into it. The legend herself, Sophia Stewart. Let's get to it. Pull it up on the screen. Y'all drop some fire emojis if y'all can see everything loud and clear. And make sure y'all drop some fire emojis to let me know that y'all can see everything loud and clear.
Back a little bit before that, and talk about, a little bit about your career in life. You've been writing since your childhood. Walk us through a little bit of that in terms of, where did you get this? Where did you get this impetus to write so creatively?
Well, for one thing, I want people to know that I'm a prodigy, so things are very easy for me to do effortlessly, you know. But
Because she's a prodigy. I mean, she's been doing this since birth. She's been training and practicing on how to write since birth. So it comes effortlessly. You see, she ain't even sweating.
like Venus and Serena, starting out in elementary, know that I'm a prodigy, so things are very easy for me to do effortlessly, you know. But like Venus and Serena, starting out in elementary school, learning tennis, and of course Tiger Woods at 3 years old, I started writing in the seventh grade, and one of my mentor and teachers, was a college professor who taught writing at the college level. And one of my teachers got sick and he substituted, and he told us, well, she was an English teacher. And he said, well, I don't know very much about the English, but I do know about writing and I can teach you guys how to write. So
I'll
I
drop
was
some
already
fire
a
emojis. Hit
prolific
that like
writer
button,
from
you guys.
elementary. I didn't do any high school. It took school. I took the New York Regents and went into college. And I had some very prolific master writers in college. Max Siegel, former journalist with the New York Times, Emile Kapulia, an author, essayist, critic, Big Apple playwright Paul Cherry, and of course at USC, I went to USC Graduate School. USC is one of the most predominant, outstanding film schools in the country. The Trojans, USC Trojan, the University of Southern California. I went there, graduate level, and one of my teachers, Leon Roth, R-O-T-H, his son is the screenwriter, Eric Roth, that won the Oscar for Airport 70.
Okay, we lost you there, Sophia. We lost your video. Let's see if we can get, there you go. Your video is back now. Okay, go ahead.
What happened was a call came through. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
I should have just downloaded this on my Apple. I have an Apple iPad.
Yeah. You're on your phone right now, so that's kind of cool.
iPad, but I can take calls and do calls. But anyway, like I was saying, Leon Roth is the Oscar Award screenwriter for Airport 79, and he also did Benjamin Button and Forrest Gump. So his dad was, of course, one of my mentors while I was at USC. I went to film school with my classmates, those former pro football players, Marcus Allen, Dennis Johnson, Ronnie Lott, August Curley.
Plus, what's that baby shit? Something my little girl watch? What are you talking about?
James Sinclair and the Moore brothers
Weirdo.
And others, of course. And Charles White, the Heisman winner, was leaving when I was coming in. And so Marcus and Ronnie and those guys introduced me to him. So this is my background. I already worked for television back in 78 and 79 with an Oscar Award producer, Perry Miller Adato, Channel 13 out of New York City, because I'm a New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working for the studios when I wrote the Third Eye Matrix script and book. I was at USC.
Wow, what year was this?
Yeah, and I worked for Columbia Pictures, the studios.
What year was that?
It was 1980.
Wow. Okay.
So while I was at USC, that's when I wrote the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator. The third eye, meaning because we have two eyes on earth, but there's another eye, the most powerful, all-seeing eye of God. And Matrix, of course, is the woman's womb, mentioned 5 times in scripture, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times, of course, in Numbers. It's a 7,000-year-old word. And Matrix, Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse, God says, he who opens up the matrix or open up the woman's womb, coming through the woman's womb, the baby.
I know, son, baby. I wasn't even thought of. Huh?
Those are his children born with souls. So it's God's children versus man's children. Man's children, of course, is the artificial intelligence. The
I want y'all to listen because she's about to break down the matrix of what the film is actually about.
AI. In other words, when man goes into the lab, he creates test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated
Petri dish baby. Damn, that's what these mongoloids' new name is. Petri babies. Petri dish babies.
babies, gender bender babies,
Gender
where they go in
Gender bender babies.
and inseminated babies, gender bender babies, where they go in and manipulate the genders. These are all soulless beings because they don't come through the womb. They're not three-dimensional beings. They're like one-dimensional amoebas, just like the mule. The mule was not created by God. It was created.
Hey, mind you, she also gonna state during this interview that the Matrix was never meant, or the Terminator was never meant to have a white boy play the parts. It was supposed to be an aboriginal. We'll get into who it was initially supposed to be.
Created by man. So it can't have a baby. It has no womb. It has no seed, no soul. So that's what Matrix and Terminator is all about. The Terminator is the prequels or the beginning of the work. In other words, Terminator End Time Revelations. The Terminators on their own planet in the future is past, present, and future time travel. So the Terminator hears the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to destroy them in the future when they enslave mankind, which is a real true to life story that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Terminator knows that the mother, Sarah Connor, because Sarah Connor is Neo's mother. Neo's just an anagram or a sneaky way of calling him the One. Neone, one and the same. So John Connor's JC, Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same, in the Matrix. So the Terminator End Time Revelations, cracking the codes of Revelations, getting the knowledge, has to time travel to the past to kill Sarah Connor so she won't have the baby Neo. So the first three Terminators, that's what's going on. When you see the Terminator trying to kill the mother, then he's trying
Fair use.
to kill the teenager, then he's trying to kill the man-child, but he's on his way to the city, which is the Matrix in the future, and he's hitting there while the machines are looking here, there, everywhere.
Y'all hear that? Let's bring this back a little bit.
Calling him the One. Neone, one and the same. So John Connor's JC, Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same, in the Matrix. So the Terminator End Time Revelations, cracking the codes of Revelations, getting the knowledge, has to time travel to the past to kill Sarah Connor so she won't have the baby Neo. So the first three Terminators, that's what's going on. When you see the Terminator trying to kill the mother, then he's trying to kill the teenager, then he's trying to kill the man-child, but he's on his way to the city, which is the Matrix in the future, and he's hitting there while the machines are looking here, there, everywhere, but he's right under their nose growing up. And when he reaches the age of 30 years old, that's when the Rebellion Reloaded Revolution starts, the third movie, because he has to prepare to fight the machine. So the rebels come in, they find him, and they take him, of course, to Morpheus for training and to the Oracle for the prophecy. So this is why the two movies come together as one. And when you try to take him someplace else, like Osiris's body, it comes back together again as one.
Mm-hmm.
One epic story divided into two movies franchises, because what I wrote was a 283-page book on it. You know, the third eye matrix. You see the actual original work. You see the characters, the graphics, the special effects. I'll be back. We'll be back. He comes back as 3 different cyborgs. You know, the T-1800. It's a microchip clone, naked cyborg, naked without shame. He's without shame because he's soulless, seedless. He doesn't even know he's naked until someone tells him to put on some clothes.
If you notice in the last Terminator, when he returned, what he returned as, he was naked. He was naked.
Mm.
John Connor was naked when he returned back to the world. When he had to get in the machine, he had to get in there naked.
No one had ever seen anything
naked.
like quantum physics, ancient sacred geometry, calculus jumping off of the screen.
Absolutely.
I scored a 98 on the IRS exam, and they.
She said they can't even show the numbers on the screen like they used to show in the Matrix because that's her signature. That's her signature. She's explaining it.
Quantum physics, ancient sacred geometry, calculus jumping off of the screen.
Absolutely.
I scored a 98 on the IRS exam, and they wanted me to come and work for them. I took the New York Regents and got my high school diploma. You know, I didn't need to, and I could have taken my master's and bachelor's at the same time. Got them all at once. Because I'm a polymathematician, just the same way, like.
She says she's a polymathematician. That's crazy.
Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci. And people don't understand polymaths are people who are creative. So when you see Tesla creating the electrical cars and Wi-Fi and all of these frequencies and energy, well, in the Matrix, I have Matrix and Terminator, I have alien technology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In other words, when the aliens crashed at Roswell, that was back in the 40s, 47s, and the 50s before I was born. Homeland Security and the FBI have autographed copies of my book. So when they read the 4th installment of The Matrix, the 4th installment actually takes place right after Matrix 1. Matrix 1 has won 4 Oscars, and it has made billions of dollars around the world.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, and Terminator probably made more than $100 billion since 1984 to present right now.
Wow.
This is what has been so long in the truth coming out, because the government failed to protect my copyrights.
When did you file? When did you file? And when did you find out that it had been stolen? Was it prior to, or was it when it was starting to have a promotional campaign?
I didn't know about the theft until I viewed The Matrix March the 31st, 1999.
Wow.
Went into the movie, I saw my work on the screen, and no one had bought the work, and it was already copyrighted 81, 83, and 84. So I'm being a paralegal, well-versed in law, criminal law, intellectual property law, trademark law, and tax laws, and a number of other civil law, federal procedure, all of that. I have a gift in law. So I called the legal department at Warner Brothers. This was April 1st, 1999. And of course, they offered me $5 million for the copyrights. Well, I already know how much my work is worth. It's worth billions of dollars. I've always known that, because many people were like, well, why didn't you take the $5 million? Well, if I had taken the $5 million, I'd be on a talk show talking about how I sold the copyrights that were worth billions of dollars for $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Fans, they just see money and they just think of greed, and they don't think of the consequences, of their choices.
Mm-hmm.
But me.
So what's one of the choices? Fuck the money. Gonna offer you some shit to lay down and lick your nuts. Keep your assets. This is an asset. This is the name of the game, y'all. Assets. Transgenerational wealth.
I know my work, and I've dealt in numbers. I was doing taxes when I was 11 years old, getting paid like H&R Block before it even existed, because grown people didn't understand.
She said she was helping people do taxes at 11 years old at like H&R Block because grown people didn't understand the familiarities of taxes. This lady is bright. You got to be real with this.
And I dealt in numbers. I was doing taxes when I was 11 years old, getting paid like H&R Block before it even existed, because grown people didn't understand how to do taxes. That's why H&R Block became in for demand.
She said that's why H&R Block even came in demand, because a lot of people didn't know how to do taxes. So they was having other people, young people, old people, you know what I'm saying, do taxes.
Because so many people don't even understand the mechanics of taxes.
Wow. So you're in the movie theater. I can only imagine what that's like. So March 3rd, 1990.
Hey, can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, drop some fire emojis in the chat.
You're in there watching this movie, and you're like, oh, March 1st.
No.
Y'all support the channel too, man. Hey, let me make sure y'all can hear me in the chat. Y'all hear me? We good? We good? All right, let's get to it.
31st. Yeah.
March 31st.
Yeah, March the 31st is the national release of the movie Matrix. Now, I didn't know anything about the Terminator until the FBI was investigating, and they told me in 2001.
Said she didn't know about Terminator. She just knew about the Matrix in '99. She said she didn't even know about Terminator until they motherfucking the FBI did investigating and told her in 2001. They had been making Terminator since the 80s. Taking this lady money. This is how I just want y'all to know, this is how they took our ancestorship. They stole the idea, flipped it around, added in some bullshit, and then act like it's theirs, hoping and go unnoticed, hoping we don't say something, hoping the ignorance and the lack of intuitiveness don't affect us. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This ain't just her. This happened to a lot of Aboriginal brothers and sisters throughout time of these colonizers being here.
Because what happened was I turned the money down, which kind of blows people's minds. And I called up the U.S. Attorney's Office and asked them if they would prosecute the case, because I come from military law enforcement family. So I know the hierarchies of law, and I'm a paralegal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm a prodigy. So I understand the whole process, the whole system. So I contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office. And of course, they said they wanted to prosecute the case and told me to take the evidence over to the FBI. And the FBI would investigate, and then they would come and prosecute the case. But when that all happened, they got paid off. And they tried to get me to lie about the investigations. And I told them, no, I would not.
Got paid off and try to force her to lie, try to force her to compromise, try to force her to settle for less.
Do that. I don't compromise. It's very important that truth comes out. It's very important that people understand what this is about. This message in the Matrix and Terminator is the message of God, and it needs to go around the entire world, which it has. Now, those people who stole it are not godly people. Mm-hmm. They're greedy people because they have the money to pay for it. What kind of people do you have the money to pay for something and they steal because they want to own the whole pie? They want to own the whole copyrights. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
The reason why they've been paying off and keeping you guys in the loop, pull the Milli Vanilli and Houdini on you guys, is because when the truth comes out about them, like Harvey Weinstein and Steve Wynn, like here in Vegas, because I live in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada. And soon as the misconduct on Steve Wynn came out, his company took a $3 billion hit. And so that's what's going to happen to Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox and James Cameron and Gail Ann Hurd and Andy and Larry Wachowski and Joel Silvers, when the people find out they're nothing but thieves and liars, that they never wrote anything, that they never entered any documents into the court system at all. Can you believe that? They have assignments because you don't want to commit fraud on the government. Because if you put in anything into a government agency, you're swearing under oath and you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So people are talking about, well, James Cameron came up with the characters in the Terminator. He did not. He lied. That's why you don't see none of them on mainstream television doing any interviews. The only person that God's allows to interview is me, because I'm the real creator and owner of the work and the franchises. Every time they take a royalty, a dollar, or any royalty money, it stretches out the statutes of limitations for prosecution another 10 years. You can be 75 years old or 65 years old, like Bertie Madoff, going to jail. He was stealing for 20 to 30 years. And he went to prison at 65 years old. He got 150 years. Al Capone, he died in prison of syphilis. John Gotti, he died in prison from cancer. They got Whitey Bulger. He was on the run for 20, 25 years. They got him. What people don't understand, the Wall Street wolves, they got them. They threw money at the FBI. You saw Leonardo DiCaprio playing the main thief role, and he's throwing money at the FBI because they don't have any respect for law enforcement. They don't have any respect for the Department of Justice or the FBI, because just like in the Untouchables, you guys are familiar with the Untouchables. That's RICO, that's racketeering. And they had to create a new law for these people because they steal hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, and they pay to stay out of jail. They pay senators, they pay FBI directors, they pay on another level the police commissioners. They pay all these people, they sell their souls for money to thwart justice. But it still catches up with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 65 or 70 years old going to jail. It's just a little harder for you in prison when you get older.
Absolutely. In this process of how did you find out that, I know you found out March 31st that, you know, they had stolen it. How did they get it? How did they get access to your script?
Well, I was not shopping.
That's a good question. If you was in college and you wrote this in college, how was they able to hear or even catch any glimpse of your written footage? How did they even get it? That's a good question. Let's get into it.
I know you found out March 31st that, you know, they had stolen it. How did they get it?
Drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. Hey, we just getting started. I might even drop the link to let y'all speak on some things afterwards. But hey, let's get it.
How did they get access to your script?
Well, I was not shopping my work with the lines on the innuendos on the Matrix. I mean, on the internet, talking about the Matrix and Terminator. I was not shopping my work. I saw Star Wars in the late 70s, 1977. I'm a New Yorker. I'm at the Apollo Theater, and I'm seeing this new movie. And then I see the screen credit, and it's talking about George Lucas as the director. Now, I didn't know that George Lucas had written Star Wars, and he was the owner and the creator of it. All I saw was he was a director, and I wrote my work while I was at USC Film School. That's what you go there to film school, is to create. They're talking about me in the news, that Sophia Stewart, the Los Angeles Sentinel, go and look this up, it's archived. Anybody want to see the real truth and want to see something about me in media will go into their library and look in the archives. Sophia Stewart, pull up the interview. There I am in 1981. They're talking about me, Los Angeles Sentinel, that I'm going to come out with the first Black superhero movie, first of its kind, never been before ever seen on the screen. So our kids can inspire to become anything they want to, including President of the United States. And I know my work, Matrix and Terminator, is what helped to get Obama elected and accepted, because the Neo character was based on my friend and also a man I was engaged to marry in 1980, Muhammad Ali. And the dedications.
She just said she was she was engaged to Muhammad Ali, and that the movie The Matrix, the Neo character, was based off of Muhammad Ali. Let me run this back.
Based on my friend and also a man I was engaged to marry in 1980, Muhammad Ali. And the dedications is in my third eye book, and no one ever had brought that up. We had a living, he's passed away now, the late Muhammad Ali, but we had.
Who were you engaged? And that's so fascinating. How did you meet Muhammad Ali and walk us through that? That's an amazing story.
Yeah, it's a very amazing story. I met.
It was my heart. Hey, let me tell you how this all usurps around, right? Because in the early days, there was a trainer who was a trainer in a herbalist for Muhammad Ali. His name is Dr. David Imhotep now. That's crazy. We got an interview with Dr. David Imhotep, who was a manager and health guy, doctor for Muhammad Ali. This lady was engaged to Muhammad Ali. See how everything connected this web of information?
Met him through one of his bodyguards named Abdullah. I used to go to the Lakers games all the time. I had a lot of friends on the Lakers, Jim Chong.
She was a very beautiful looking girl back in the 80s, by the way. You know they got older pictures. She was a cute looking lady back in the day.
Norm Nixon and Cooper and all those guys, and they of course introduced me to Magic Johnson. But I had a lot of Laker friends because they knew I was, a West Coast correspondent for National Magazine out from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So love quoting the media. Especially someone that's going to interview them or do a.
Chief Alchemy. I haven't seen you in the chat in some time now. Peace and blessings, brother. I hope all is well with you.
Spot on them. So they used to leave tickets for me at the box office all the time, and I'd come and pick them up, and and then I would meet a lot of people after the game was over because we'd go into, it was out there in Inglewood Forum, and they had a nice bar and everything where people come and they would talk, and a lot of the players would come in and introduce you to other players that would be in town. And so that's where I met Abdullah, and Abdullah told Muhammad Ali about me. And to make a long story short, Muhammad Ali called me personally just from Abdullah talking about me and asked me to go out with him, asked to come pick me up. And of course I told him, no, I'll meet you someplace. And he said, you don't want me to come and pick you up? He couldn't believe that because he said no one had ever said no to him ever, and I didn't know that. I mean, I'm very, very young, way younger than he, and he was 38, and I thought that was old. I was like, I could meet you. And of course he said the Speakeasy, and this was a club up in Hollywood. And of course, me and my girlfriend, Marilyn Scott, we went up there and met him. And that's where everything started right there.
How old were you at the time?
Well, I'm not going to tell my age because it's always identity theft here. But my birthday, there is a birthday that I celebrate that's online for all my fans. But we live in a technical world where anybody can use anything to get anything they want, and that you're setting yourself up for a lot of problems when you reveal a lot of information on media or to the media. You're putting it on the airwaves. And you got to realize I'm a paralegal, and also I come from law enforcement family.
Fair enough. So finish. Fair enough. So finish up with Ali. Now, you guys obviously fell in love. You got engaged. Walk us through that.
Well,
then we'll get back to the main story. But this is great because we love, Muhammad Ali and how he inspired the role that he kind of played in all of this. This is amazing.
Well,
because he's our.
Who would have ever thought that the movie you see with Neo wasn't supposed to be a white boy, that it was supposed to be a black dude inspired off of the actions and characteristics of Muhammad Ali? What the fuck? Imagine if they actually put that into film. That would have been a different outlook. The movie Matrix would probably have a greater impact if it would have went the way this sister had it planned. Let's just be real.
First black superhero for many of us.
Well, he is our first black superhero, but he's a living super black hero. And no one had acknowledged that until I acknowledged it in my writing. He saw my writings and he was just amazed. In fact, he had my writings framed in his mansion. People would come, to his mansion. They would see my writing. He said, your writing is framed in his house. I said, of course I know. He introduced me to directors. He introduced me to a lot of important business people. We were often photographed in the media. So all this can be pulled up from the archives. He introduced me to Magic also, Magic Johnson, and a lot of celebrities. Leon.
You used to hang out with Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie.
Yeah, because the Jacksons are the ones who discovered me. I've known that.
Michael Jackson them found you. See, now the story gets thicker. She connected with all these famous people, and the Warner Brothers still thought they was gonna steal her shit. Hey man, y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. Salute to y'all. We got Sophia Stewart going in on this interview. We just 22 minutes, 23 minutes in. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis. Support the channel. Let's try to get 250 people in this live stream today, yo guys. Let's go.
The Jacksons since 1980, and I'm still friends with them right now. I see them often. And Joe Jackson, he lives here. We did the red carpet together, the 2013 Academy Awards, and he told the media that the Jacksons are the ones who discovered me. I first did Janet Jackson.
Fair use.
With them right now. I see them often. And Joe Jackson, he lives here. We did the red carpet together, the 2013 Academy Awards, and he told the media that the Jacksons are the ones who discovered me. I first did Janet Jackson's first television feature film when she was a teenager in the 80s.
Wow.
Before she became super famous, before she became a superstar. I was going to her concert in LaToya because Joe was managing then, and he intended to blow them up right after he blew the boys up. So that's where, and Lionel Richie, of course, I go back with the late Don Cornelius, who was a very good friend of mine. Dick Barnett, the New York Knicks, Dick Barnett is a very good friend of mine. He sent a letter of recommendations to Don Cornelius, telling him that I was going to be going to film school to take care of me. And Don was just exceptional. He invited me to Soul Train, all the private parties, and I met a lot of people through him. So I was already in the media, already doing things. I didn't just pop up out of nowhere. I had credentials.
You were in the industry, very, very, very well established in the industry.
Right. I even was in movies. My first movies was with James Earl Jones. I know him. Richard Larson. He's a good friend of mine who's married to Beyonce's mother. I played his girlfriend in the movie Golden Moments, where the late Ed McMahon was in.
Wow.
Brian Keith's son was also. I know him. And I know these people. And I was in another movie called The Competition with Richard Dreyfuss. I was in another movie called The Hunter with John Savage. So, and
She really was cool with everybody, yo. Yeah, Warner Brothers have. This ain't the first lawsuit against them.
And of course, I knew Roger Mosley and the late Ron O'Neal, who played Superfly. All these people I were hanging around. Lionel Richie's daughter, his biological daughter, because he has a biological daughter named Sophia. She was going with Justin Bieber for a moment. She's 18 or 19 years old. Well, that's my namesake, Sophia. She's named, that's what because he's a very good friend of mine, Lionel Richie, and that's why you saw the pictures. But he introduced me to everybody over at Motown. The Commodores brought me into the Motown family.
Wow.
So
so now this is absolutely fascinating. So now let's go back to as they call him, the GOAT, the greatest of all times. Let's go back to Muhammad Ali. How did you fall in love with Muhammad Ali? I mean, was it I can't say love at first sight, but I mean, it's Muhammad Ali, for crying out loud.
It wasn't love at first sight for me, but it was love at first sight for him. Because you got to realize a man of his stature had never been said no to. And, that can crack any male's ego. I'm sorry, whether you're famous or not. They're not used to the word no, and that makes them want to marry you because they're interested in somebody that's really interested in themselves, because it's not about, it's about principles and things. And I told him that I didn't have those feelings for him. I just was truthful. You know what I'm talking about? And that interested him, and he gave me his private number, and we became friends first. And he got to see what kind of person I am. And he loved the fact that I was educated. He loved the fact that I was talented. And so this is why when you see in the media,
he did not treat you, and this is very important, he didn't treat you like a groupie. He treated you with the utmost respect. So he knew you had a brain as well as beauty, but he respected that and saw that and admired that in you.
Yes, indeed. Very
Fantastic.
much. In fact, there's lots of people, celebrities and other people who work for him can attest to this. There's bodyguards that will tell you the treatment that he gave me and the respect. It's well recorded because I was on his arms in the media with him, and he and Veronica's relationship was physically out at that point. And he was going to marry me in a Muslim ceremony first because that's what they do. He introduced me to the imam.
She was really about to get married to Muhammad Ali, yo. Is that not crazy, or am I bugging?
And of course, March Thomas, his secretary.
And the whole reason anybody know her is because of Joe Jackson now? Is that not even crazier?
Abdel, his valet, and one of his bodyguards, James. I know these people more personally, but there were others. He had like 8 bodyguards and stuff. But Abdel and James, I knew personally. Those two. The other ones, they were just there. I didn't intermingle with them. But Boudini Brown, I knew him. And of course, the late Howard Bingham. And of course, Boudini Brown is dead too also.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, this is why the people who stole my work knew this. They knew everything about me because on my copyrights.
Muhammad Ali wasn't married at that time, was he? Was he married? Did she just say he was married? I'm bugging. I'll confirm that in the chat. Hey, can we get up to 150 likes, y'all? We only got like 120 likes. Can we get up to 150? I appreciate y'all for coming in, man. Real talk. Peace and blessings to all the American Aborigines in here. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings. Make sure I hit that like button.
Was my address that I came from the Bronx in Riverdale, New York. Riverdale is a section of the Bronx, 231st and Broadway, you know what I'm talking about. So they investigated.
The Stewarts, the King James. This way explain why she know all these up and ups, huh? These uppities. Jacksons, Magic Johnsons, Muhammad Ali, nigga who wrote Star Wars back in '89, shit.
And they knew everything about me because you got to realize my name and address is on the copyrights. So they've already read about me because I'm in the media and I've done media, worked for media. So they knew that my connections with Muhammad Ali. They knew that the work was inspired by he and God because it's metaphysical work. Mm-hmm. Metaphysical work meaning where you join spirituality with science. Mm-hmm. That's metaphysics. Mm-hmm. And these were going to be the first metaphysics work done in science fiction form, but talking spiritually about God and about man and man's relationship to God. And God wanting them to know him better.
He said The Matrix was supposed to be the first black, science metaphysical movie explaining her metaphysics. That's crazy. And they short stopped it.
Were you always metaphysical? Were you introduced to metaphysics as a child early on, or was that just something that was in you?
It was something that was in me, but I studied all religions when I was in school and college at the university, City University of New York, and of course USC. But it was in me.
Cut it out.
I knew that no one had ever done metaphysical movies, and this would be the first. But it would give people a sense of the knowledge of God and their connections to God, and and it would raise awareness of what was going on in the world that they live in, which is the womb, the matrix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is why it was.
And don't forget, all these people she named, right? Muhammad Ali, Joe Jackson, Magic Johnson, they all know that they aboriginals. They never claimed to be African. So these was probably like the little private in the room, not even remembered type conversations that really impacted shit.
Born in me, but this is why they wanted Will Smith to play Neo. It wasn't because this is.
She said that's why they wanted Will Smith to play Neo.
Will Smith to play Neo. It wasn't because he was black.
Oh, because Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. You remember the movie Muhammad Ali? Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. She wanted her movie was inspired by Muhammad Ali. Who better to play the part than a nigga who played Muhammad Ali? See what I'm saying?
About a black superhero, and that black superhero was Muhammad Ali. He was the one. He was Neo.
And this is like the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
The Black Panther movie is the first African black superheroes, because see, Africa has never had a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
America, we've already had the black superhero, the Matrix. That's why the Matrix was so huge.
See, I ain't about to play with y'all.
And why it affected the whole entire world.
Yes.
Muhammad Ali was global, international, a superhero for all people because he stood up for the truth, which is amazing. Most people would have not had the courage, would have been fearful. They would have feared for their lives or their families. They just wouldn't have stood up for God and truth. So that's why Matrix is a brand, and why it made billions of dollars, and why it affected the whole entire world. In fact, Matrix and Terminator has a more global effect on the international countries than the Americans.
Is that right?
80 million people in America, 7 billion people on the earth. But the greatest impact was in the foreign countries who really understood what I wrote and understood what happened to me.
And that's probably why you have like a quarter of a billion fans.
Oh, you think she gonna say some Africa shit? Let's see what she gonna say. She
worldwide.
might.
Yes, I got 250 million fans following me globally. They love me. It's amazing. Because I gave them these heroes, I gave them these characters, I gave them this metaphysical work that they can identify in their lives, and it has awakened them, it has healed them, it has brought them out of, sleep and to
Absolutely.
consciousness.
We're going to get into a little bit more into the lawsuit and whatever, but this is absolutely fascinating. And I remember, because of the success of Black Panther, I remember someone on because we did one of the first reviews on Black Panther, and someone said, well, this.
Well, Africa don't got no superhero. America, Black Americans got all the real superheroes. You feel me? Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? We need to get a Shaka Zulu man or something.
It's only a movie. Let's just not, take it too seriously and literally.
Yeah,
well, that's a problem for me, because movies and the arts, how they say art imitates life, is radically important. If movies weren't important, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation right now, right? You would not have infected, if you will, positively, the entire planet. So movies and messages in movies are radically important. Would you agree?
I agree totally, because people don't realize the subliminal messages that are put in movies. They have no clue that they are affected by these movies, or maybe infected by these movies. Might be a better word.
That's what I said. Yeah,
it's absolutely the truth. But these movies have a far reaching impact on these people in their lives. They have all these subliminal messages in there, and these messages are going straight to your brain because people don't even understand how the commercial work. You know, I studied all this in school, how to make films, how to make commercials, you know, how to make movies, you know, television features and so forth. So a lot of people don't know that they're being influenced by all of the airwaves. When God told us in the Bible that the devil is an Ebonic word for the evil, not somebody with some hoofs and going on their heads and all of this mess. No, the devil or the evil, if you take the word the, D-A-G, or the D, you know, D is in David, it's nothing but an Ebonic word for the evil, because look, D-E-V-I-L.
Hey, y'all hear that? She going in. Hey, we got somebody in the chat named Spiritual Awakening. Hey, he said, Killer Priest called you out. Where? Did we run up over there last night, y'all? Drop by show of fire emojis in the chat. Drop some fire emojis. Did we run over there and ask him to drop the link? Put Big Aboriginal Power on. We was in the chat deep, and we got it on video. We got everything recorded. So, you know what I mean?
D-A-G, or the D, you know, D is in David. It's nothing but an Ebonic word for the evil, because look, D-E-V-I-L, you know, the evil.
He didn't call me out, trust me. Let's get back to the Sophia Stewart, man. She breaking down evil, and devil is the evil. Like, it ain't no such thing as the devil. It's just the evil.
Or the D, you know, D is in David. It's nothing but an Ebonic word for the evil, because look, D-E-V-I-L, you know, the evil. So who is the devil that perpetrates evil on others? Is man. Man is the devil that enslaves his own kind. And how does he enslave him, his own kind? And God says that he was the king of the airwaves. And what is the airwaves? What is media? It's magazine, newspaper, television, radio, you know, Wi-Fi, internet.
Oh, looks like another phone call is coming in. Our phone is ringing. So we lost our video.
I was sorry about that. You know, if we.
Nah, you gotta go watch the second video. The second video is still up. It's called it's the second one. It's like 3 hours long. We screen share and show a lot of the shit that's going on over there.
No problem. No problem. You'll be back in a moment, I'm sure. So after it finishes ringing.
Well, I get millions of calls, so this is God working, because two is, that's amazing compared to what I really get. But I did tell a lot of people not to call me, that I was going to be doing interviews today at 11 o'clock. But you can't stop people or business, because right now a lot of people are trying to get the Matrix 4 movie. They're looking at that $500 million or over $500 million that Black Panther have made, and they're sizzling for Matrix 4, the fourth installment of Matrix.
Can we see if we can get your camera back, Sophia? I don't know if David is there, that he can maybe push a button or two or something and figure that out.
Yeah, you did something.
What happened?
Hang on.
Oh, I know what happened.
That nigga David sound like a hood nigga. Listen to David in the background. He said, hold on just a second.
I don't know if David is there, that he can maybe push a button or two or something and figure that out.
Yeah, you did something.
What happened?
Hang on.
Oh, I know what happened.
That nigga David hood.
Okay.
Okay. Just one moment.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna make it go back. Yeah, can you flip it back around? It's the camera. It holds up.
Right here.
Yeah, it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is live technology, family. This is Apple phone to a computer.
Yeah. Okay.
This is crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Next time, I'm gonna have to do it on my Apple iPad.
Absolutely, no problem.
You know, because I could have put the app on there and, you know, use that, because that's bigger, that's better.
Sure.
You know, but I wasn't thinking. I was only thinking about what you say, following the link.
And they're right. This is obviously your first Google Hangout, so I'm honored for that. To be able to be able to say that.
I always do other ones. I do Viber.
Yep, you do Skype and all of that. Yep.
Other types of media and live media and cameras but because I just had an interview yesterday and it was live and all that stuff, but they were filming it. So
well, welcome to Google and welcome to YouTube, Sophia Stewart. So now let's talk about as we go into them trying to make the Matrix 4, because obviously Black Panther, huge numbers, completely breaking the myth that Black folk don't go and see and support films domestically here in the States and worldwide. However, you own obviously the copyrights, and you are due a huge financial payment from this. How where walk us through where you left off with the courts and the bad judges and the bad lawyers, and move us up to where we are right now.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because people need to know that I won the lawsuit 4 years ago.
Yeah.
One in Utah, and the court case was only 7 years. There's this smear out talking about I'm in the 70s and I'm unemployed at home and it took me 30 years to win. I don't know where they get this garbage from, because nobody has ever in life been in a court case for no 30 years, nowhere on earth. If you don't believe me, Ripley's Believe It or Not, look it up, or the World Book of Guinness. It will tell you the longest court cases, and no one 30 years. There is no court case that would even have a court case, because it's a discrimination. It has violated your right to due process if it lasts 30 years, okay? The judges and everybody would be dead probably, old by that time.
True.
So I need to clear up this myth, this mythology, this urban legend, these smears.
Yeah.
It only took It only took 7 years. Listen, everybody, 7 years from 2007 to September the 25th, 2014. The first court case was less than a year, wasn't even a year. It was just a dismissal. And in any case, I don't care what case you have, what type of case it is, if you don't enter any evidence in, that case is going to get dismissed. And my attorneys had the evidence and they admitted it, and they failed to put it in. So the second judge on the case had to dismiss it. Now, the first judge, the late Johnny Cochran, came to do my case. He called me for my case, and unfortunately, he died before he could do it. Now, that was horrible. So, but it was okay. They knew I filed a RICO because the government was supposed to prosecute these people. And they were supposed to put them in jail, because when somebody bootleg and counterfeits your copyright, it makes all of you guys' copyrights out there worthless. It's just like somebody counterfeiting $100 into $1,000. Well, it made even the agents make everybody's money worthless. So right now, this case affects you. Until the government come and prosecute these thieves, your copyrights are worthless.
That's a good point, because there are a lot of young, up-and-coming screenwriters, and not even just in movies, but music as well, and the arts. And you're right. How do they protect themselves? If it can happen to you, my gosh, it can happen to anyone. So this is more than just it's a movement. It's more than just a lawsuit.
Well, it did happen to everyone. These thieves have stolen from numerous of people, whether it's televised, advertised, or mentioned anywhere. A lot of people could not fight these giants. Like, I'm David, the Bible, David the Goliath, but David fought more than one giant. He killed Goliath, but he also fought many giants. He also fought some lions and some bears and some wolves before he even fought Goliath. So
sure. What gave you that? Where does that fortitude come from? I know you come from a military family background, but what gave you that fight? Because a lot of people would have given up and would have been intimidated and would have went away.
I grew up as a female jock. I was very competitive. I won the presidential award. I was doing every sport you can imagine. I was in college. I played tennis with the boys. My brother gave me a male orientation. He taught me to drive when I was 9 years old on the freeway and speeding. And I learned from a stick. And he taught me to play football. I was a running back because I was the smallest one. They had to protect me. So I
Oh, she just with the shit. She with the shit, in other words.
had the ball. He taught me to wrestle, to fix cars. So I know everything about cars because he was going to teach me how to change out engines. Because that's what my brother was doing. Because I was with my brothers. I was playing hardball, baseball. I was
Shout out to Sophia Stewart, man. She the prodigy.
running track, badminton, archery, every kind of basketball, volleyball. I was playing basketball with the high school teams and volleyball because I was just a female competitive jock. And you know what that's like. That's driven. You gotta win. You want to win. And you have the discipline to win. And of course, it started out early. So this is all instilled in me. Plus, my grandmother instilled wisdom and spirituality and the knowledge of God. You know what I'm talking about? I had all of these things and all this fortitude to make sure that I would succeed. And no matter what I did, I would succeed.
Well, you definitely succeeded. So when did
wildest dreams have I succeeded?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so true.
So in that 7-year period, what did you have to go through and grow through in that 7-year period to get to the point where they finally said, yeah, you are the copyright owner? What was it, 81, 80?
81, 82, 82, and 83 and 84.
83, yeah, 81, 83, and 84, yeah.
My copyrights.
Yeah.
Now, what did I go through? I didn't go through anything because, like I said, the first judge on that case was Terry Hatter Jr. The late Johnny Cochran told me how to bend over backwards to make sure I get justice. This is a California case, and I'm going to go into the Utah.
Okay, yeah, because I want to know how it goes from California to Utah and why Utah. We talked about that in the green room. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it needs to get these facts in.
Sure.
Johnny Cochran and the judge, and why they sabotaged the case, and why they tried to sabotage the second case. Well, it's because of the judges that are on the case. That's why I brought it up. Terry Hatter Jr. was with Martin Luther King during the Civil Rights era. And so the late Johnny Cochran told me he'd bend over backwards to make sure I got justice. So they needed to get him off of the case. They got him off the case by hiring his son to defend them. The judge's son is an attorney. They paid him but never used him. They just wanted to get rid of the judge. I'm bringing this criminal aspect in because I want you to see the criminal aspect in the second court case.
Okay, we lost your video again, so I want to make sure that's coming back so that you can explain that. So let's try to get your video back again, Sophia and David.
If there was any way I could block those calls, I would block them, but they haven't put that on a cell phone yet. Maybe I encourage them to do it now that I mention it. Is there some way you could just block all phone calls until afterwards? But anyway, like I was saying, some of the like Skype and Viber won't even allow the phone calls to interfere. So Google Hangout needs to catch up.
Yeah, I definitely need to get the original copies of the book. That's like collector's items for sure. That's definitely collector's items for sure. For sure. So yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. We're gonna continue this out. Hey, drop some fire emojis if you can see and hear everything loud and clear. And hey, let's get these likes up. Let's try to hit 200 likes in here. We got 203 people in here. Let's continue this interview out with Sophia Stewart, the mother of the Matrix, in her war against Warner Brothers.
Google. That's a Google.
Well, Google is still running. It's not Google.
I'm letting Google know that's a Google.
It's Apple. Apple is the problem.
I'm on Viber and I'm on some of the other apps. guess what? No matter how many calls you get, can't interfere. You know, with but anyway, let me go back to the legal issues. They got that judge off. They did the same thing in Utah. There was this good judge on the case. His name was Judge Dale Kimball. They got him off. They put their own Clark Wadoff and Brooke C. Wells. Now, let me tell you what I did to get them off. God told me to write in a legal brief and call the judge a cheap prostitute who sold her soul for money. And he told me to call the judge a Grand Master Ku Klux Klansman. Well, when I wrote that in the legal brief, because they were trying to fix the case in Utah. Well, when I wrote that in the legal brief, guess what? They recused themselves off of my case in a New York minute. Wow. Then the new judges came on, Dee Benson and Evelyn J. First. And the FBI agents had nothing but admirations for Evelyn J. First, a magistrate judge. So these were the two judges, because I had to have another judge, David Nerfer, to court order my lawyers off so I could come on and take over the case. So the case went for 7 years, but I was working it for almost 4 years on my own. I was working it from December the 7th, 2011, up until I won September the 25th, 2014.
Wow.
And I was doing the trademark case at the same time. Now, granted, I've never studied trademark law and intellectual law, but I beat all of their lawyers in both court cases. And they got lawyers that get paid $2,000 to $3,000 an hour. I bet you that shock you.
Yeah, I'm shocked. But
$2,000 to $3,000 an hour for a lawyer. There to go.
That's my middle name and acronym, Shock. So that's a good thing. Now, I remember when we talked, we talked for so many times, but I think it was the first time I talked to you back in 2015. You told me something about, and I think this was before September 25th. You told me something about there was some hearing or something happened where these guys didn't show up, because if they had have shown up, they would have went straight to prison.
That's right. They had put those lies and smears and innuendos on the internet that I never showed up for my California court case. Well, God turned everything back around on them. The lies they told on me, God turned it around, and they actually committed the lies that they told on me. I was prevented from going to any hearings in California. I was prevented from doing depositions. They canceled all my depositions, all of them. I was prevented from going under oath or speaking under oath in the courtroom. I never got to step outside of Utah, because I was living in Utah, like I said, because I was visiting my brothers who stationed there at Hill Air Force Base military. And so I never got to do anything in California. And they were trying, when I filed the lawsuit in Utah, they were trying to get the case changed over to California so it could get dismissed and thrown out permanently, because they only got 1 year to file in California after a dismissal. And that had already ran its course in 2006. So when I filed in 2007, I'm saying that Utah has jurisdiction over the case, because Utah has 3 years to refile a case. Their statutes of limitations 3 years. So my attorneys, they were white, and the ones that sabotaged me in California, they were white, except for one was half white and half black. He's the one that told on them that they were that Warner Brothers had paid all of them to sabotage my case in California. Now, the FBI should have arrested them, because there was a witness. He gave testimony to it. Now, let's go back to Utah. They were telling the judge, Judge Dale Kimball, California has jurisdiction, Utah has no jurisdiction. So my white attorneys, they were not prolific enough to win that. So they turned it over to me. They say, Sophia, we have to turn this over to you. We cannot come up with an answer to win it, to get it to stay in Utah. I said, well, I can. Because everything is just the opposite of what somebody does.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's lying on you, all you got to do is tell the truth. If somebody is persecuting you, all you got to do is pray for them. If someone is treating you bad, all you got to do is kill them with kindness. So what did I do? I wrote up a legal brief telling the judge that nothing ever happened in California. That I never, see, what they did to sabotage me, flip back around on them. Since I never stepped out of California, I was in Utah, then I told the judge all the action took place in Utah. I paid them $50,000 cashier's check off of Utah's bank. I told them they called me for conferences and meetings in Utah. They signed a contract with me in Utah. You know, everything was done in Utah. So the judge came back on his ruling and denied them and said, Utah has jurisdiction and we're going to hear this court case.
Wow.
That was my first victory. And how did I win? Let me tell you how I won. When they saw that the 4 lawyers couldn't beat me, that you're what I'm saying, 4 law firms couldn't beat me in Utah. I'm winning the court case in Utah. Warner Brothers, all of the defendants from the California case, they boldly stepped into the Utah case and asked the judges for the default judgment and the money that they never received in California. Over 300-some thousand, almost $500,000 in attorney fees. They never received it because if you look at the California transcript, they were all terminated out of the case because they were scared they were going to go to jail before the RICO case could get dismissed. And the one that was half black and half
That
white.
was this document right here, if I remember. Is that right?
That's the one. The judge had it right there. That was the money they were asking for. They needed the judgment and they needed the money. That's why they entered on their own volition. They entered the court case. But guess what? They made one fatal mistake. Do you know what the fatal mistake was that they made?
What was that?
They entered through the judge's law firm called Snow Montanuke. When you enter in through a judge's law firm, you have paid off the judge to fix the case. I wrote a brief and told the judge if he gave them the default judgment and the money.
That's crazy. And that's how a lot of these court cases do. We got to pay attention. I'm trying to see how she proceeded because we know that she actually won, but we trying to see how they proceeded with vindicating and giving her back her restitution. Hey, we got 206 in the chat. Can we get these likes up to 200? Show some love, support the channel. Let's get these likes back up to 200, you guys.
He was going to go to jail with them.
Wow.
And in his law firm. Now, think about how arrogant and ignorant these people are. You can buy Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox are billion-dollar corporations. They can buy 100 or maybe 200 law firms in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. So why do you need to enter the judge's law firm when you can buy any law firm?
Yeah, she pretty much going in right now.
And enter into the court system. They thought I wouldn't know. I'm the oracle. They thought I would not know this information. You see what I'm talking about?
You know, I am blown away by. I'm always blown away when I'm having conversations with you, but I'm really blown away by the greed, the arrogance, the mindset, the ignorance of these billionaires and these corporations.
Well, that are running these corporations are greedy.
Sadie Renee LP.
People, the common people steal because they're needy. They may need some food. They may need something to drink. They might even need some drugs because they don't have any money. But it's a crime for the corporations they have billions of dollars they can buy. Why do they need to be greedy and steal from the people? We had great diversity great diversity in movies when they bought the people scripts and stories and treatments and stuff. Think about this. When back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, go back. Any of you, go back on YouTube and look at all the great movies we had. That was when the studios was buying the movies. Then all of a sudden somebody got clever and said, what do we need to buy when we can steal and subvert these people and steal their intellectual properties? And they didn't care if it was copyrighted because we could pay off law enforcement. We could pay off judges. We're corporations that are worth billions of dollars. We can pay off anybody except for God. We can pay off everybody except for God in truth.
And the Oracle, you.
I stood for truth. Yeah. Laughing.
Now, so now, let me ask you this? Obviously it's greed, but do you think there was like racial bias or gender bias as a result of how they treated you? Does that play into this?
It was a mixture of everything: racial discrimination,
spiritual awakening. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna drop the link. We're gonna have a good discussion.
Me being a woman, a number of things. But the biggest issue that you're failing to look at, it was the government discriminating against me. Criminals, because criminals, they're going to do any and everything. Sometimes a criminal ain't even thinking about discrimination. Sometimes a criminal is not even thinking about a right issue or a wrong issue.
Wow.
Sometimes what a criminal is thinking about is greed and how much money they're going to get. But the government knows better. The government is the one that's at fault here. Why did I even have to go to court? You should ask yourself that question. When it was criminal. It was a criminal matter. Look, you go to the police department. Somebody stole your car. And you go to the police department and you tell the police department, they investigate, they find evidence, but they don't prosecute. And they tell you to go to court. Don't that sound kind of screwy to you? Don't that sound like something is wrong with people?
Yeah, something's wrong with the system, obviously, yes.
Exactly, because it's a criminal matter. What can a person do against a criminal matter? You have to do the best that you can. Because people ask me this question every day. I've done over 4,000 media interviews. International media, Wall Street Journal, 2009, Coast to Coast, John B. Wells, Essence, Vibe, Source, Black Enterprise. You name it, I've done it. But come on, what is the real issue here? What is going on with our system when they tell people who's gotten their copyright stolen, who've gotten their work stolen, who's gotten things stolen, tell them to go up against these billion-dollar corporations? But when you download 10 copies of Deadpool, a 25-year-old boy, I think he's 25, he's in his 20s, he downloads 10 copies and the FBI come out and arrest him. So wait a minute. You're going to protect the studios, but you're not going to protect the people? You're going to tell the people to go to court and take against billion-dollar corporations that they can't even fathom that? They're no way prepared for that. Yet you go out and protect the corporations worth billions, and you don't tell them to go to court? Because the thieves are not going to file a lawsuit against you. Guess what? A thief is not going to file a lawsuit because there's magistrate judges on the bench. So if the thieves walk into the courtroom, they're going to jail. That's the issue you asked me for.
Yes.
Why did they not show up in Utah? When the judge asked for the defendants, I told the judge they're not here and they're not coming, because if they do, they're going to be arrested, because there's 4 to 5 FBI agents and marshals with guns on in the courtroom waiting on them. And their lawyers are going to be arrested with them because they're their mouthpieces. So
Wow.
You tell me they're going to walk up in there?
No.
The only smears and lies and innuendos from the trolls that get paid on the internet were ignorant people who don't believe the system. Warner Brothers, Fox, James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, Andy Larry Wachowski, and Joel Silvers have never called me a liar, have never said on any talk shows, not including yours, that they own The Matrix and Terminator. Because you know why? It's a deposition, it's on tape, and I can use that against them in any court of law to get them arrested.
So
perjury and fraud on tape.
No question about it. So now here we are with which one came first? Was it, well, the Third Eye book came first, and then you wrote Matrix 4, the evolution, cracking the genetic code.
Yeah, because Matrix 4 is a continuation of the Matrix, a continuation of the work. Because if you look at 2 and 3, these thieves are trying to steal it and change the concept, tries to change the whole storyline and go in another direction, and it flopped. So what do? They kill out the characters. Well, go.
Said these people been lying, trying to change the storyline, kill off characters. Listen to what she's saying now. This is what this whole next one is about. I want y'all to pay attention.
Back to King Solomon and the two ladies fighting over the baby. Excuse me, and King Solomon said he's going to cut the baby in half. And the mother said, no, I don't want my baby to die. Just give it to her. And she was like, no, kill the baby. The thief was kill the baby, kill the baby. And Solomon says, I know who the thief is. Now, it's you that want the baby dead. Take her out and hang her. Now, ask the people what is wrong with them. Why would you kill something that's making billions of dollars? And why would you fix something if there's nothing wrong with it? It's making the kind of money you want it to make. And that I'm the owner, the creator, and you can't kill my work. So what do? I come in and I make 2 and 3 a dream, because I wrote the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machines. So all I had to do was make it a dream that Neo and Trinity shared. They wake up, and from the dream, and the saga of the Matrix continued. Greater graphics, greater storyline, new special effects, and new machines to take the old agents program place. That's what Matrix is, a continuation of the new. Not like Star Wars, where you still got the same shits from 40 some years ago, the same characters, the same robotic things. Haven't gone through evolution yet. But Matrix is steadily evolving. Yes, Keanu comes back as Neo. Lawrence Fishburne comes back as Morpheus. Carrie-Anne Moss comes back as Trinity. Jada Pitt comes back as Niobe.
How has the Matrix family, because it's very difficult, because obviously they can't say anything publicly because of their incomes and lives, but they obviously love you and support you. You have photos with all of them and the cast and what have you. How is the relationship with the Matrix cast?
How is the relationship with the Matrix what?
How is your relationship with the Matrix cast with Fishburne and
my relationship, if everybody knows that I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, that is not a hidden secret in Hollywood. The only people that's fooled are the masses, as usual. That's the only people that get harvested is the masses. That's the only people that you have to fool, because that's the people with the power. You know what John Kennedy said? That the power has always been with the people, and then once you wake up the people, hey, well, you done made a big mistake, because they might want kings and presidents to rule over them. But when they get angry, like the little angry bees, they finally wake up and understand that they got the power to change anything they do not like. As you can see what's going on right now with the Black Panther movie. That was lied, that Black people had no unity, that Black people never supported Black anything. In fact, Hollywood lied and told people for years, when Black people and people of color kept asking, why don't we have Black movies? Well, Hollywood told you guys this lie for years, that, Black movies don't make any money. We don't want to put any Black movies in, because they were sabotaging the movies. They purposely make sure that they were not advertised or marketed. They would make sure that by the time Black people got around to seeing the movie, it was going out of the theaters. It was already on DVD. They would do some of the most salacious, evil things to people of color. I have to say people of color, because The multitude of the race, 3/4 of the race of the world, are nothing but people of color, and they're black. Whether they lied to these people in America so they can.
Hold on. Whether they lied to who? Whether they lied to who?
And they're black. Whether they lied to these people in America so they can get some allies. Everybody in their third world countries know they're black. Everybody in these other countries.
What you mean they lied to us? They did. I'm not hearing you.
Know they're black. When you go to, because I come from military. Families all stationed all over the world, seeing these people of color and black.
Yep.
The only time they're lied to, they tell the Mexicans in America that you're white.
What? What you just say? They tell the what?
They're lied to. They tell the Mexicans in America that you're white. They tell the natives here you're white. They tell the Italians, the Sicilians, you're white. They tell the French people, you're white. They tell the Canadians, you're white. They're telling and lying to everybody because they're the minorities.
Okay, goddamn it. Who the minority?
They tell the French people, you're white. They tell the Canadians, you're white. They're telling and lying to everybody because they're the minorities. How in the hell can 3/4 of the world be minorities when we're the majority?
Come on with it now,
I'd like
Sophia.
to find that out mathematically.
I love you.
Well, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, you're absolutely telling the truth.
Yeah,
so what do you think? What do you think this new awareness, particularly for this generation? What do you think the awareness of Black Panther and Black empowerment and the truth being blatantly told and shown? What do you think that says to the white supremacist minority?
Well, they're dumbing down the kids in the school. They're trying to change the history again. And everybody that baby boomers know the truth because they were there. They witnessed and saw the actual truth of history being made. Now, after the baby boomers died, there may be some problems here if the truth is not passed down through the DNA and through word of mouth to the children. Now, as far as the Black Panther goes, the Black Panther is based on a real true story. And you know this true story from the 60s and the 70s, because we had the living Black Panther heroes here in America.
You had the real living Black Panthers where? So the movie Black Panther was based off of
70s, because we had the living Black Panther heroes here in America. Black power, more power to the people.
Absolutely.
Angela Davis, Bobby Seale, the Kathleen Kennedy and her husband, Eldridge Cleaver. Come on, people. They started the free lunch programs. They did many things. My brothers and sisters, they were older than me, and they were still teenagers at that time. So they got a little taste during the Vietnam War. This is what the Black Panther really stands for. The Black Panther heroes of America that got slaughtered because they wanted some power. They wanted to correct things. And everybody else, like the late
I gotta stop it right quick. She's going in, y'all. Can I get some fire emojis for Sophia Stewart? She can't even go in no harder than this. She's giving it to you the way she got it. Damn, this is the oracle. Damn, what more do I need to ask? I mean, let me put a question in there. Are we the Aborigines? Have niggas always been here? Let's see if the oracle gonna answer my questions.
John Lewis, Congressman Lewis, bending with the wind. He told how the whites came in and bought out Martin Luther King Foundation with millions. The NAACP was bought out, Jesse Jackson, and not long ago, Al Sharpton. And of course, Louis Farrakhan. Sorry, Muslims. It's the truth.
Damn. Flat out. Sorry, Muslims.
He's talking about you, Congressman John Lewis, because he's got the facts. And of course, Louis Farrakhan. Sorry, Muslims. It's the truth. He's talking about you, Congressman John Lewis, because he's got the facts. He's got things. It's not Sophia Stewart saying this, but Congressman John Lewis, read his book. He told everybody the truth. It's just this. The red or the blue pill. You can take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. And
I asked it y'all earlier. Which one of y'all gonna take? So before she even get into this, I asked y'all earlier at the beginning of the bill, the red pill or the blue pill, which one of y'all gonna take? I want to see y'all drop red or blue in the chat. Drop red or blue in the chat. Which one are you gonna take? Let's go.
Blue pill. It's just this. The red or the blue pill. You can take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes and dig for truth and dig for more truth. Or you can take the blue pill like Cypher, my character Cypher in the Matrix. You know you're not eating a steak, you're eating.
Oh shit! You already seen what happened when a nigga take both, young Ricky. Real Rap took both of them. Don't do that.
Mush. You can go to sleep and continue the lie because God gave you free will and choice. I'm not trying to take your choice. I'm like Kanye's West song. I'm not here to turn atheists into believers. I'm not here to teach you someplace like the cults do, cult religions and cults around the world. I'm only here to tell you the truth. You can accept it or not. That's fine, because even God doesn't take your free will from you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. Truth is something that you got to deal with before you leave this earth, you. Because what you do don't affect me, or what I do don't affect you.
Facts.
Every act that man perpetrates on himself affects him, not others. Trust and believe this. We are all having our own matrix moment here on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the matrix right now.
Nothing but good versus evil going on here. If you look under your car, open up your car hood, you'll see there's only one battery propelling the car. And on that battery are charges. It has a positive charge and it has a negative charge. And what does that tell you? It tells you how they.
That's true. Anything that has a battery or energy, or it's a negative and a positive. Hey, that's no good or bad. It's negatives and positives, man. Let's take it like that.
That's what politics, and when you see politicians, they're telling you some polite lies.
Love that.
They're telling you some polite lies. That's why polite been lying. And that's why polite is the politic of the day. Think about it. She the oracle. She don't even know what's going on, but she giving you the game of polite and everything. Listen.
Lie. I'm sorry. Politics is a polite lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell you a polite lie. I'm sorry, but that's what politics, and when you see politicians, they're telling you some polite lies. Because you already know before they get elected, when they get into the White House, whoever they are puppets. They have a puppeteer that's pulling the strings. Have you ever seen that on television where you see a dummy and the dummy is there and there's somebody of ventriloquist is speaking for the dummy?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on in White House. And why do you complain? Because you're the one that voted him in. You're the one that voted everybody in. So what are you complaining about? God told you years ago, many thousands and thousands of years ago, that he would lead you with truth, but they said they wanted a king. They wanted a president. They wanted parliament. They wanted Congress. They wanted representatives. They wanted asked for it. But God told you that it was you, that man was you. You were infallible.
Damn.
So take your sons and put them in the military and kill them, and he was going to make.
She going in, y'all.
Wow.
It's real, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Don't argument with me. All you got to do is go and
do research.
The facts.
Yeah, look at the facts. Absolutely. That being said, where are you now? A lot of people say, well, you know, she should be worth $4 billion now, and have they sent her that check? You know, so where are we now with all of this? Because they're talking about they want to make the movie again, and another Can they make another Terminator or Matrix movie?
If they try to make another Matrix and Terminator, it's called consumer fraud. It's just like somebody giving you an Apple Jack instead of an apple.
Mm.
Do you want an Apple Jack when you pay money for an apple? No, I'm asking.
I don't.
Do you want a Gucci-rina when you're paying for a Gucci?
No, I do not want a Gucci. I didn't even know there's a Gucci Arena. What the hell is that? No,
Gucci
but I know what you're saying.
That's a fake. That's a fake. Apple Jack is a fake. When you go to buy a brand, when you go to buy the brand, you want the brand. You don't want a fake. You know, because people sell fake out there. You remember that, right?
Absolutely.
And it's called consumer fraud, right? Because you know why it's called consumer fraud? It's consumer fraud because you're paying top dollar for something that you're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're getting a Gucci Arena, you're paying $200 or $300. That's what you pay for a Gucci or more, thousands of dollars, depending on what the product that you're buying. But it's hundreds to thousands of dollars. So it's Apple, hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on what products and stuff you're getting. Well, you want to get the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buy something, somebody fool you. So if Zach Penn, a Marvel writer, tells you he's going to do a Matrix story with Michael B. Jordan in it, well, you're not getting the Matrix because he can't use Morpheus. He can't make no young Morpheus. He can't use any of my characters or my images or my graphics. But what he's telling you is that Matrix is a generic, just like Matrix Toyota, Matrix Conversions, Matrix Matrix Poker. But it doesn't have Neo and Trinity and Morpheus in those images and the numbers rolling down, the logos. That's the Matrix.
Share this on all your social media outlets. Support the channel, man. Support the channel. Share this on all your social media outlets. Let's push this as the story out. This is the mother of the Matrix and also Terminator, might I add. You see what I'm saying?
That's the brand, like Nike, like
Not
Apple.
just the Matrix, Terminator too.
Yeah, he's not selling you that. He's telling you that he's going to give you an inferior. He says, I'm just going to give you a Matrix story. Matrix is a generic like cola. The word Matrix comes from the Bible, 7,000-year word. It's a generic, just like cola. I can give you a cola, but I'm not going to give you Coca-Cola, a Pepsi Cola, or RC Cola, or Shasta Cola, because they're brands.
Wow.
They have a formula, and if you copy those formulas, you're going to jail. It's called consumer fraud.
Wow.
If you put the label of Coca-Cola on an inferior product and it's not the formula of Coca-Cola or Pepsi, you're going to jail because it's called consumer fraud. So when Schwarzenegger tried to give an old 70-year-old man fighting against an old 60-some-year-old woman, it's called Grumpy Terminator, but it's not the Terminator that you saw in the 3 Terminator movies. This is why 4 and Genesis flopped, because they try to give you another formula. Inferior product, consumer fraud, because they're sitting up there deceiving you, and you're paying for real Terminator money, and you're gonna get fake. And I told them if they tried to do that I sent them cease and desist letters, and I told all of them and their lawyers that if they come out with that, I would have to file a RICO. Now, they couldn't beat the other RICO. Remember, they sent those lawyers to shut it down? Because they're going to go to jail. But now, if I file this RICO on them, it would hit the media huge. And it would show that the government has never done their jobs because it's a criminal case. See, I don't have to file copyright anymore because I've already won that.
You already won that, yes.
The franchise. And let me answer your question, everybody out there. Did I get all the money? Money does not make you a billionaire. It's called assets. Owning property, all the billionaires, they own property. Right now, if something happened, they would have to collateralize their assets. Collateralize means they would have to turn their assets into money. But I own the Matrix and Terminator franchises. I've been selling it around the world, licensing deals.
Mm.
What does that tell you, everybody?
Mm.
It's not about money. Money doesn't make you wealthy. Assets make you wealthy.
Come on now. Wow, we're gonna have to do. You know you're gonna be back because we got to do it.
That they forgot about the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Franchises are meaning I can make licensing deals.
Assets is the key.
Is
wow, love that.
For America.
It's the power of intellectual property. It's something that I've been an advocate of for many years. Talk to them about the power of intellectual property and intellectual assets. That's what you're talking about.
Exactly. This is why a copyright is worth. That's why $4 billion. That's why when Lucas sold to Disney, Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars. Lucas sold it to Disney. They paid him $4 billion in cash for the property. And they're getting their money back because 2016 Star Wars were horrible. Shitty at best. But guess what saved Disney?
Tell us how you really feel about it, Sophia.
$4 in pre-ticket sales is what saved Disney.
Them making that last Matrix and making that money off of it saved Disney. Disney was going bankrupt. They cut a deal in with Warner Brothers. They dropped the Matrix, got a cut out of it, paid their debt, and which brought them back into business. That's crazy.
The fan base. There's a 3 to 4 or 5 billion fans across the world who's going to buy a ticket. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. It's what happened with Black Panther. It was the largest pre-ticket sale movie in history.
Which one?
Black Panther.
Yeah, you know why Black Panther is? Because it's long overdue. A lot of Black Panthers have died. That was the real Black superheroes in America have died.
And the real Black superheroes that was were?
That was the real Black superheroes in America have died. Damn. And since these white people have lied to these Black people, damn, telling them that they came from Africa.
Damn. What?
Lied to these Black people, telling them that they came from Africa. White people have lied to these Black people, telling them that they came from Africa. People have lied to these Black people, telling them that since these white people have lied to these Black people, telling them that they came from Africa when they were stealing them up north, 12 years a slave, kidnapping them from up north and bringing them to the south, enslaving them, free labor. Kidnapping them from up north and bringing them to the south, enslaving them, free labor. Kidnapping them from up north and bringing them to the south, enslaving them, free labor. Damn. And Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman would come over from the north and steal them back and bring them back to freedom. The story that's never been told. Why do we need to go to Africa to steal Black people when Black people was everywhere? We need to go to Africa to steal Black people when Black people was everywhere.
Already here on this continent as well.
Black people when Black people was everywhere.
Already here on this continent as well.
Look, was everywhere.
Already here on this continent as well.
Look, the only two countries that the Black people in America know is Africa and America. I don't know why they don't know about all the other countries and that Black people were in all of these. So why would the whites and the Jews get in their boat and they need to go thousands and thousands of miles to Africa where may not even make it back? Thousands and thousands of miles to Africa where may not even make it back. Thousands and thousands of miles to Africa where may not even make it back. And you can't feed everybody because you can barely feed yourself fresh water and food to make it back when they can go up north and steal all the Black people and all the surroundings. Because if you came from Africa and steal all the Black people and all the surroundings, because if you came from Africa, they would have had you on a reservation. Because if you came from reservation, just like they do with everybody, with the Pearl, you would have been on a reservation. They would have had you on a reservation. Because if you came from Africa, they would have had you on a reservation.
Damn.
Because if you came from Africa, they would have had you on a reservation.
Damn.
Because if you came from Africa, they would have had you on a reservation. You would have been on a reservation. just like they do with everybody. When the Pearl Harbor War broke out, the Japanese Americans they was fenced in. When the Cubans coming across the water from Cuba, fenced in there, right there, in Guantanamo Bay. When all the foreigners, no matter where you come from, you commit a crime, they lock you up. They fence you in. Now, the natives that are mixed with Cortez's blood, they're on Indian reservations.
Damn.
That are mixed with Cortez's blood, they're on Indian. Now, the natives that are mixed with Cortez's blood, they're on Indian reservations. The natives that are mixed with Cortez's blood, they're on Indian reservations. The Mexicans, they're on Indian reservations. The Mexicans, blood, they're on Indian reservations. The Mexicans, Cortez, Spaniards, bloodline.
She fucking these natives and these Africans up.
They don't tell these people this history that I'm speaking right.
She just answered my question, y'all. That's the real oracle. I said, are we from Africa? Have we always been here? She waited to the end to answer my question. Now, this can't be, she the real oracle with this one. How can she answer my question in a pre-recorded video? Damn.
Right now.
How can she go in on our conversation from last night dealing with the natives, and this is a pre-recorded video?
They don't tell people that Black people was all around this whole globe and that there are no races. Africa is not, it's a white man's name.
Damn.
And it doesn't.
Damn.
Africa is not, it's a white man's name. And it doesn't. Africa is not, it's a white man's name. And it doesn't designate your skin color.
Right.
It doesn't white man's name, and it doesn't designate your skin color.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're Black. It's a place. It's a nation.
Right. Correct.
And I got a white South African in my family. She's a real African. She's a white South African in my family. She's a white South African in my family. She's a real African. And she's white.
Damn. Damn. Jeez. Can I get some fire emojis in the chat? This is hot. I feel like Neo in the Matrix right now. Hey, I got to be the one. You understand me? Let's get some fire emojis in the chat.
African. And she's white.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm talking about? But they had lied to the Black people telling them they came from Africa, so it backfired on them. They had lied to the Black people telling them they came from Africa. So you see what I'm talking about? But they had lied to the Black people telling them they came from Africa, so it backfired on them. So Marvel is Stan Lee. Who is Stan Lee? He's Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Whites, Disney, whites. So they come out with the first African superhero. First time that Africa, as long as it's been a continent for thousands of years on the earth, this is the first time they ever got a Black superhero. What?
Because it's an indoctrination shit. Damn. Slow down, sister. Slow down. You smoking that game.
What the hell is that about?
Exactly.
They ever got a Black superhero. What the hell is that about?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
And all these people they told this lied to, they are now.
Absolutely.
And all these people they told this lied to, they came out to support their Black superhero. And what is that support? Over $500 million.
Damn. He's saying they tricked us, lied, threw a movie out to take the money from us. Good God Almighty. She the oracle. I'm in the video right here. Y'all appreciate y'all for tapping in. There was an interview with Sophia Stewart. Hey, this got tons and tons of replay value. Make sure y'all share this on all your social media outlets. If you want to support the channel, the link is ticking across the screen. Make sure you share this and hit the like button right now. I might even drop the link in the chat. Yo, she came with the flame. Listen though, let me think. Let me just break this down. I asked the question in the middle, like almost towards the end of the bill. In the middle, are we African? Have we always been here? If you're the real oracle, answer it. She answered it, then went in on the conversation we had last night with the natives, saying that these people are Mexican or from Asia. Damn. Damn. That's crazy. See, you see it, but it ain't no connection to your ear. It's more like Morpheus glasses. Y'all mind is like Morpheus glasses because you see it, but it ain't no connection to your ear. Think about it. Because you know Morpheus had them glasses that didn't have no connection to the ear. Come on, man. That's bars. That was bars, man. Sophia Stewart just came through and rocked that out. She rocked it out, man. Make sure y'all share this on all your social media outlets. We'll drop the link for a while. We ain't gonna be in here too long. I want awakening spiritual awakening to come in here. Where he at? Spiritual awakening, get on the panel. Cause you was talking about they called me out on Killer Priest channel. I didn't get that memo. We was over there deep and he didn't open no panel, drop no panel. They start reading scriptures and drinking tea. You understand me? While we got a few of the brothers and sisters about to come in, I do want to give y'all enough time to go use the bathroom to get something to drink. I'm gonna play a little jammy jam. You know what I mean? I want y'all to go get something to drink. Do what y'all need to do. You feel what I'm saying? Do what y'all need to do. And I'm just gonna play this little jammy jam. We'll be right back. We got Sister Soul in the building.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Yeah. Slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens.
It's on the screen, Reagan. It's on the screen. Ticking across. It's on the screen.
We were so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman. I drafted it, come from us. Do your research. Go within, quit listening to teachers. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aborigine, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from
Don't call yourself black, do me that favor.
Gave us the Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read what we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there together, pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president.
Look it up.
United States only 10 square blocks. Look it up. White people really the minorities.
Look it up.
Courtrooms don't got authorities.
Look it up.
You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killers still walking around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. Read still oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking you out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. That ain't my story.
That ain't my story, nigga.
History, it's his story. It's his story. Probably ain't your story. History, it's his story. It's his story.
Shout out to that brother, man. He rocked that shit out, man. He killed that song. I don't know what the brother name is. He followed the channel. If you in the chat and this your song, hell, say something, brother. Shit, cause you sent it to my Instagram. I don't know what your name is on the YouTube. You got a long ass name on Instagram, but the song fire though. G. I been told you that. No, that shit fire. I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now.
Drop it in the chat. I need that.
Yeah, that was tight.
Yeah, he be going in. I like that. Yeah, he going in. I gotta show him some love. You know, I ain't no hater. We show love to our brothers and sisters for all their
Yep.
talents.
Peace and love,
Grand
brother. Peace
Rising.
and love, sis. Yes, yes.
Grand Rising.
The link is in the chat to that video. The link is in the chat. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the Sophia Stewart interview. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully she gave y'all some insight of how she came up with it, how they stole it, how she got her restitution, and now she got assets and became rich off of that, and her insight of who she is as an Aboriginal indigenous brothers and sisters of this land, man. That was fire. Shout out to Reagan for the Cash App donation. Shout out to Reagan for the Cash App donation. We appreciate that.
She definitely dropping jewels. Remember, we always talked about Blackbird, and she touched on it. She said it went up north, stole them, and brought them down south and sold them.
Man, couldn't have said it no better. Lied to us here. And listen, before we even get to that, we're gonna get to the Aboriginal shit. But let's work our way up. Let's work our way up. Cause she dropped some shit at the end. But her was fucking with Muhammad Ali though. Come on, we can't go past that T though. Muhammad Ali.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Like a bee.
What you said?
Flow like a no. You heard. Oh my God. I'm sitting on a burning fire right now. Y'all don't even know. This is like crazy. I'm gonna try to be quiet for a minute. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. But listen. So that's crazy. So she was really around all these people. You know what I mean? Been writing books since 7 years old. The lady is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? So for them people to steal her stuff, right, and with her having the popularity that she had, being around the people that she had, they still went and thought it was cool and that they could get away with it, which they almost did. And they've been doing it since the beginning of time, not just Warner Brothers, Paramount, all these patent studios and agencies. They've been stealing from us.
You can come and steal a whole continent and put a face on it that it belonged to somebody else. You're a bad motherfucker any goddamn way.
Man, you's a bad son of a gun. You understand me?
Yeah.
The only way to beat that is to get just as ruthless. The only way to beat that is just to get just as ruthless as that. You can't beat that.
Yes.
You can't, you know what I mean, throw no ice water on that type of fire. You understand me? You gotta fight fire with that type of
That
shit.
part.
Y'all know what I mean. You see what I'm saying? So, but like I said, she give a lot of insight. And she's a smart lady.
Yep.
And then could you imagine the movie The Matrix being
The real one.
a pretty much a copper color cast the way she
Mm.
had it envisioned? You see what I'm saying? Could you imagine
Mm-hmm.
Terminator being, a
You.
copper color cast? You see what I'm saying?
The way it
That's
was.
Mm-hmm.
crazy, That changes the
You
impact of
remember
the movie.
she
All the
did an interview with Ty Data?
I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I was actually going to
He
play
must have
that
took it down.
interview,
They must
and
ask Chief, do they got it still? Cause
I think
she
I
did
think
an
Ty
interview.
Data took it off of his channel, and Ty Data
Oh.
took a lot of he took a lot of shit off the channel. He took a lot of shit off the channel. Uh, I don't know what the hell Ty Data got going on, but shout out to him. But he should at least he sent the
Left that one.
videos.
Yeah, some of the videos could have stayed up because we was
Man, I'm
dropping
talking
some
about
hellified Jews back in the
I'm
day.
talking about we got hell that whole year. That was the year of 2000. That was the end of 2018, and
18. Yep.
uh there was some fire ass videos. I'm talking about
Yep.
some of the best videos, or some of the videos that y'all. I mean, some for people that's been around. These are some of the videos that y'all talking about, like them old bills. Them happened on a lot of Ty Data channels because a lot of people will come on and build on them type of bills.
Yep.
We was usually just sticking to our own shit going on our own platforms, but yeah, those crazy fire bills though. But yeah,
Hmm.
where's spiritual awakening though? We got to get him in
I
here,
think he said that he's doing something with his family,
oh no,
handling
nigga,
business.
get the typing in the chat. Where Killer Priest called me out last night. How you the only one that heard that? Because we was in the chat deep. Far as I know, I thought we had at least 120 Aboriginals in the chat deep last night.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting here
And
listening.
they seen it. He even acknowledged it. He was like, "Oh, they got Aboriginal powers and the Aboriginals in here." Shit, you know what I'm saying? They like,
These people, they don't want that conversation. That's
but
why a lot of
they
these
already
chats avoid it.
initiated it with the Mexican, and they had the wrong dude speaking on behalf of Aboriginals. I gotta come on there and get the record straight from the giddy up.
See, reason why they don't want to have it with you because you look like them.
Yep,
That's the
yep.
wrong. They don't want that face that looks like them, telling their people that look like you that you've been here and you always been here because they pushing the narrative of Egyptian out of Africa. They hold on to Egypt for dear life. I don't get it. They hold on to, but if you gonna tell it, you say you from West Africa. Why are you holding on to Egypt?
But sis, you know
Right,
what?
and that's
Remember we was talking about the spellbinding before, sis. So you already
Mm-hmm.
know that's got a lot to do with it. It's
Yep.
crazy. Check this out. When it comes to the confirmation and stuff, it's just real crazy. Last night, James Rozelle, he was on my radio show. He was a guest for me. He did a
Mm-hmm.
whole presentation. When I say talking about all of this, everything we talking about, we talking about the Spanish, saying how the Mexicans, like even when she was saying that, like, oh, they're trying to make this one think they white, this one white, all these other things.
Yeah.
It was even talking about that. We even proved it was crazy when we was reading it, right? You know how stuff will come to you. So like certain words were sticking out. So we went into, I forgot what the name of it. It was like Mesopotamian something weird, some weird word. We
Mm-hmm.
were like, what is this? So when we clicked
They
on it,
did. We dealing with blocky mentos, the bleaching of the people.
but it no, not only that, sis, it was about the land. It's specifically
Oh,
about the
okay.
land. And when we went in there, it showed literally, like I was telling James, I'm like, yeah, they always saying Cairo and Egypt and all that. There's a Cairo, Illinois. So I'm like, yeah,
Yes,
in the Cairo, Illinois, it looked just like Egypt. So he pulled that up. Then it was another place. We was putting everything that was in
because
The Bible that was showing the
listen.
places
If
over
they would
there,
allow me to go on
they're
their
over
channel
here.
for four
They're in
hours, like
America.
if they would allow me to go on their channel and just display information, they can ask their little questions, whatever, like they
mm-hmm.
did the Mexican brother.
Mm-hmm.
I would have screen shared everything that they want to see, improve more. And you know what I mean? But beyond, they mouth would have dropped and hit the floor. You see what I'm saying? They
Since they
ratings
love
would have.
Egypt so much, you could have brought a whole lot of stuff to them because there's a book
They love.
called
Listen, the things that they love about Egypt is the science, the building,
yep,
the gold,
yep,
and the and the shit that was going on, right? So we can
yep.
show you that in America times 10. You see
Facts.
what I'm saying? We can go to, or like, where do you like in America? Or you like what region? We can just give you great civilizations that rival Egypt in North, South, or Central America. You see what I'm saying? And it's nothing to it. So I
See
really
what
want
they
to get on the
want you to
display
say
this. So
though. This is what they want you to say. America is not your land because the equator, people are darker because they're near the equator. But if you ask them where is the equator, the first thing some old dumbass nigga, because it tells you and what it is an imaginary fucking line.
right. So I got an imaginary line right here going across my motherfucking face. The equator
That
right
part.
here. Shit, man. Shit.
So, that's how people with this dumbass shit to say, oh, that could be, you're not from America because, it snows over there. Y'all are so dumb.
Like it don't snow in Africa.
Snow in Africa.
Come on, G. Don't do that. Don't do that. First of all, do y'all got enough food to harvest for the long winters or the harsh times of the seasons? No.
Nope.
Like, come
Nope.
on, like let's deal with it. I got the book right now, and I could put. Matter of fact, let me.
They
Don't get
can
me
sell
started, man. 'Cause I get to
everything.
getting into this
Everything
bag.
here in America can be sold. Everything.
I can. Let me go find this PDF that I got dealing with some of these famous goddamn
There's a book
food
called a
products.
book. It's a book called When Abraham Lincoln Visit uh Egypt in Southern Illinois. Now, why would they have a book called When Abraham Lincoln Visit Egypt in Southern Illinois? That's Cairo. Is where he visited. You could just go on and look at the walls over there in Egypt and see you got corn in the so-called New Egypt. You got coins, you got the birds, you got all this, you got the eagle, you got all these things over there on the walls in so-called Egypt
Hey, let's get
that are
into it.
all
Let me.
American.
We building. Let's get into it a little bit. So this is gonna say plant evidence, right? And I'm gonna get into this, right? This is all from
Mm-hmm.
America. Let's get into it. Planotanic papers, scientific evidence from the pre-Columbian transoceanic voyage, meaning shit took from America, pre-Columbia, to
Mm-hmm.
overseas. Okay, let's get into it. We got this. We ain't worried about it. We gonna skip past all that because it's gonna give you the introduction of what they stole, right? Just plant evidence, simply plant evidence. Let's look at it. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes.
So, what is the origin of most of these plants? What is the origin to these plants? Americas, 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 Eastern Hemisphere. You see that? So let's look at it. Agave, all America shipped out to Hawaii, shipped out to India, shipped out to Marquez, shipped out to Asia, shipped out to South Asia, shipped out to Indonesia, shipped out to India. And we're gonna get into the time frames why all this is significant and why you get the introduction of Asians doing this, doing them taking shit from over here. This is what they was getting from for trading. They was trading chili peppers for Asians. Real shit. We're gonna get into
They
that.
was trading chili peppers for a human.
Yes, chili peppers for
Kiss
Asians.
my ass.
No, no, no bullshit. We gonna get
You
into
ain't
that.
worth shit. A nigga
No,
trade you for a chili pepper. Mm.
maybe a bundle of chili peppers. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
a
I ain't gonna
bucket
say
of chili
no.
peppers. Going once, going twice, sold.
I ain't gonna say one, but listen, it's just showing you the origin though. It's just showing you like most of these vegetables, fruits, you got butternut squash, herbs, all kind of shit coming from America, shipped out to India. We gonna get into the shit that was shipped out to Africa too. We got cocoa, cocaine, right? Cocaine, right? Americas, Egypt. They got the mummies out there with the Egyptian cocaine in it, right? Huh? They love that out there.
That's because those mummies came out of America.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into it. What else? Cotton shipped out to motherfucking Hawaii. Sunflower shipped out to India. You see what I'm saying? Cotton shipped out from Mexico, which is America, out to motherfucking Africa. Keep going on. We got another list. It's just all this shit is the origins is from America though. That's my point. Most of this shit on here is over 600 food crops that
Facts.
shipped all over to the Eastern Hemisphere that belong to America. Shout out to the brother Liam Hendricks for the cash out donation, and shout out to my big brother, the legend, the triple OG Libra Son, man. Shout out to Libra Son for the cash out donation. Hey, listen, we're gonna keep going in though. Listen, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Do y'all see this? Bluegrass. You know that's from the Kentucky area. How do I
Yes.
know that? Because they
We're
took
from the
it to
South.
Greenland. They took bluegrass grass from America to motherfucking Hawaii. They took bluegrass from America to they just start building up all these places off of our soil, literally.
Facts. Facts. That's why I said they could sell anything out of America, including the grass.
I'm just telling you, they don't know what the hell I be having in my archives, G. They don't know what I might pull out. I'll make a claim. I got the sources for it. Do not play with me. I'm smoking anybody game on any topic. Y'all know what's up. We the originals. We the aboriginals. Fuck it. We the gods. And let's just go and keep it at that. Now it's time to elevate. Anything else? That's why I say I will go on these people's channel and totally dismantle anything they got to say about us not being aboriginals. I'm talking about totally dismantle. I'm talking about dead serious by myself. I don't need no help. I don't need no help. I promise you. I don't need no help. I'm
Now,
like that
how
nigga.
is
I'm gonna load up with
mother?
so many.
How
I'm gonna
is
have so much.
Africa?
Go ahead, my bad, sister.
How is Africa motherland and all this shit is coming out of grandmama?
See, that's some shit. That's some
Uh,
shit.
and that's their favorite. That's their favorite talking point. That Africa is the motherland, and everything came out of Africa. That's not true. It may
What's
got
that?
a couple things over there that they may use, but majority of the buck of everything is coming out of America. Period.
I forget that doctor name. Dr. Emmett. What's his name? Something Hotel. What was his name?
Um, I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't get
They
the
did
name.
that interview with him. Ty Daddy, and
Um,
A1.
he just his new book just came out.
Damn.
Hotel. He just released. He just did a revised book on the one that when they did the interview with him, he
Yeah.
done revised it. Dr.
David
Emmett Hotel,
something.
David Hotel, Dr.
You said it MO or something.
Yeah,
MO.
yeah. I can't even think. I just seen him on another channel talking about his revised book about a month ago.
Yeah, I wish I could find that interview that he did on A1 channel because he
Dr.
said
David
that
M. Hotel.
M-O-Tel. Yeah, I don't even know how the fuck to spell it. Oh, M-O. Let me see if we can find that. David M-O-Tel. Let's see if we can find that interview.
That's one of the people the natives love talking
Quoting.
about, you know. Yep. Huh. I was listening to the interview that you had with them. Dude said, you said you're American. He said he's American Indian, that he existed before America.
That's
If
crazy.
you existed before America, why are you American Indian, nigga? You shouldn't even have American nowhere in that title. Remember, you existed before America. I said, this is the dumbest nigga I ever heard say the stupidest shit he just said, trying to combat what you said to sound like he was smarter, but he still used America, but he was here before America. I said, listen to this clown. Mm. He made himself even look even stupid.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. Stupid motherfucker. But yeah.
Just to say I was here first, so that makes me a no. You're a Native American. You know why they call us American Indians? Because we are first. America is first before anything. That's why. And that's why they slick still calling you African American. They can't take the American from you. They know exactly that you're the Americans.
Yeah, they know we Americans. They know we're Americans.
But it's up to you to do your genealogy and place yourself here. Your grandmama never told you. Now you finish connecting the dots. I'm tired of them natives. It's hard for me to even listen to them talk.
Yeah,
Dude talk like he's talking out his nose and everything. I'm like, this is an arrogant, ignorant ass nigga.
Yeah, I can't take them niggas serious, G. Them niggas lame. They ain't got no science.
At all.
Like I told them, if they want me to come on, they gotta pay me, and I come on, come
I
rock
was
it
waiting
out.
for you to. I want you to pull out that motherfucking American Indian encyclopedia and say, so which one of y'all playing football? It says that you invented football. It says that you invented basketball.
Oh yeah,
All these
they
sports.
can't give you no Native American football player, basketball player, nothing.
Can't give you none of them.
None of them ain't even go to college to play basketball.
Nope. So what yet?
These
This
niggas
is your
they don't even know what
genetics.
to do with a basketball. They gonna
Nope.
kick it.
Exactly. Now these are your genetics. So why is it the people that you claiming that are from a whole nother continent dominate every fucking sport that's in that American Indian encyclopedia? Explain that. You have to explain that. Every sport that's in that book, we dominate. Genetics, don't lie. These are just facts. I don't see no big, tall, 6'5", Native American. Where you at, nigga?
Man, we already proved who these Native Americans is.
Mexicans, like she just said.
Definitely Mexicans.
I can't even say Mexican because the real Mexicans look like us. If you go and look up the Afro Mexicans, you can't tell them apart from us. Now you can see those invaders that came in and mixed with them. That's the picture that they show you, just like they showing you these Asians that came over here and started mixing with the Mexican. That's the image that they show you. That's America. Now, if you see the images of Mexico as these motherfuckers is out here doing landscaping and help build these motherfucking buildings, and if a strong storm come through, it's gonna knock it straight down. But if you go and look at the long houses that our ancestors built, tornadoes coming through, hurricanes coming through, don't you know those long houses are still standing? Why is that?
Right. They ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna try to dance around that whole goddamn topic.
Yes.
You know they is. They gonna say, I
You
don't
go
know
down
this.
south. You go down south. You see long houses like here in Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, all those southern states. They still have a lot of the long houses still standing, especially in Tennessee. I done seen tornadoes come through, tear houses up on both sides of a damn long house, but the long house is still standing there. Now, what kind? I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck is that made from? The tornado tore up all the houses surrounded that damn long house right over where my auntie lived. They tore up my auntie house and the houses was on a side of the long house, but the long house was still standing, y'all, when the tornado was gone.
Man, we know that they was Asians. I went through a whole article yesterday. Let me see if I still got it pulled up. This is one of these motherfuckers. All right, I think it's that one. Boom. So we can zoom in on this just a little bit. The origins of the first Americans, which is Native Americans, right? Continuous,
Mm-hmm.
although Native Americans seem to be genetically more closely related to East Asians. There are no consensus with regard to which Pacific Old World population they are close to because they don't have no DNA close to nobody here. Here,
Mm-mm.
here were sequence drafts genomes of approximately 24,000 years old individual of the Malte in central Siberia. The average depth is of 13. To our knowledge, this is the oldest anatomically modern correct genome reported to date, with the MI or M1 mitochondrial DNA, a haplogroup U, which is also used and found. Oh shit! In the upper Paleolithic area. So, well, listen. Let's get into it. So now it said the Y chromosome and N1 basal of the modern day Western Eurasian, and they're the root
Mm-hmm.
of most Native American lineage. Similar to we find autosomal chromosome and basal in the modern day Western Eurasians. Shit, what the fuck is that on the screen?
How do you put that word? The modern means new. We just gonna act like that ain't what it says. Modern day.
Modern means new. That's a fact. And it just gets into them people, these people being Asians, Asian descent. And we know that
Facts.
these people are Asians. Let's get into it. Hold on. All right, so listen, this is how we know that these people are Asians. We're gonna break this shit down again. We're gonna let it be known. This is fact. Asian slaves in colonial Mexico, from Chinos to Indians. So we just said that these people that they claiming to be Indians got Asian descent, right? These
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans got Asian descent. Why would we say that? Because they are Asian slaves that was enslaved in Mexico. They was classified as Chinos and then later classified as Indians, or what we call
Facts.
Native Americans. So I mean, we can get
Mm-hmm.
into the whole history of this whole book. It goes into it. It deals with the ideas and politics. It gets into a lot of history of enslavement of Asians in America, right? And this is from Miami University, back published by Cambridge University Press. So listen, this was a big thing published. We can get into all this. This is an actual good book.
That's why I
And,
said when
and
about the blackbirding. She literally tells you that they was blackbirding us, the so-called niggers, the American the American Negroes. They was taking us from up top to and taking us down to the bottom. They wasn't doing them but swapping us out. They wasn't going to no Africa or none of that. They were just swapping out the Negroes from down south, taking them up north, or taking them from the East Coast and taking them out west because we looked alike. So
so
how can
listen,
you mix natives with some fucking niggas if they don't look alike? That don't make sense.
you know what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of this history that it gets into, like I said, the book is dope, man. It gets into the Chino slave origin, the map, the Eric Johnsons, the numeral data service, all the ship manifestos, the actual ports, the actual boats, all that shit. So we're not even gonna play no games with these
Boy, they'll
fuckers.
be mad if you read that book to their ass.
Oh, I'm gonna read it to them. It's gonna be a good night story for their motherfucking ass. A good night story. You want a bedtime story,
Nighty
kid?
night. What is it? Nighty night, nigga. What's it in his pink and pinky from Friday? Nighty night, nigga.
You wanna go night night, nigga?
Yeah. Night night. Oh, boy, I love to have them and let them see that.
Hey, so what I'm saying is, man, hopefully y'all go support Sophia Stewart. Hey, we got fire information. So this is my point. I'm gonna ask the chat. Y'all got any questions? Anybody want to pop on, ask something? We can get into some information real quick before we gotta roll out. We'll go on for a little longer.
She
Somebody
said
just,
it.
some people just now catching the live stream late, obviously. That's what
Yeah.
I'm still talking about the Sophia Stewart interview. That's what's up.
Yeah. But she was giving it, and I've been telling them,
Hey, she waited to
why
the
is
end
the
to give them that
niggas?
heat. She waited
Yep.
to the end to give them that heat. She said, y'all ain't African. We was already here. They've been lying to you. White people is the real African. Damn.
Yes. But remember, we've been done said that we're the Afrikaners.
I mean,
You
I
got
know
niggas.
that's what I know, but I didn't know she knew that. I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see
yeah,
what
yeah,
she
yeah.
thought. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't know she even was gonna go there. She
Did you
must have.
see he didn't debate her on that? Because he's
He
one of them
said, he
ones
said,
too.
he said that they was already here. He said that they was
Yeah.
already here.
Yeah. He didn't disagree with her. I done
He
seen him do
actually
a
said
lot of
it. He
African
actually
shit.
when she said they lied to us, black people was all around the world. He said, yeah, even here they was already here. So I was like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's some shit right there. He said, kill a priest in your title. Eventually, his people will call him out. Keep killer priest in your title. I'm not gonna keep. I ain't gonna troll. Cause like if we go live, we gonna pop over there. How about that? If he live,
Yeah.
anytime we go live, we popping over there. He
Now
gonna
we ain't
let
gonna
us
do the Jabari 65 days of
dang
Club Calloway.
Shane Calloway.
Yeah. It ain't even worth it. Cause she, like I said, she dropped that heat, and why ain't nobody debating her, telling her she's lying?
Shit, what can they say to the Oracle? Nigga, well,
That
even Neo
boy.
did. Neo supposed to be the one. He didn't even know what to do. Nigga, he had to go talk to his sister.
Mm-hmm. First of all, they cannot. These motherfuckers talking about, yeah, we had y'all as slaves. That's what the natives say. Nigga, you a
That's
slave. How the
listen
hell you
and
gonna have
listen.
somebody else a slave? You on a reservation. That is a concentration camp, nigga.
Yeah, that's how you know you came over here as slaves. That's how we know. Because if you came over
Yes.
here from anywhere, you would be put on what? Reservations. She said that
Mm-hmm.
too. That's what Sophia was saying.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. She be going in on these motherfuckers. I'm like, how she going in on the natives and the Africans like she be on my conversations and shit?
Yes. Your ass. They cannot enslave the landowners. What they did was put you in their schools and enslaved your mind because they knew they
They didn't
couldn't.
even do that. They didn't even do that. They said you ain't
No.
got to get on your computer. You can just come on. But what you mean? They called me out last night. Uh, in the chat. I want to see what you mean. I want to take what you're saying out of context, brother. You can come on a spiritual awakening. I won't bite on. I don't bite, brother. We had 133% of likes. That's good. We got 224 in here, and we got 277 likes. A lot of people don't left out the chat already. I appreciate everybody for coming through and stopping. Hit the like button if you ain't hit the like button yet. If you ain't shared this on your social media outlets, please share this around. This interview will do about 3-4K.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It needed to do 3 or 4 million. I ain't gonna lie. It needed to do 3 or 4 million because her story is powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's why they invented projects. They knew they couldn't put us in reservations, so they invented projects and redlining. That is what they was doing. The redlining was to keep us out of where they were. They couldn't put you on a reservation.
Spiritual awakening. Come on in, man. The link is out there. Yeah, we went over there to we went out there to we went out there to goddamn Killer Priest shit last night, man. They was spooked. Dude in the middle that was in the middle of the show last night was scared. He didn't want to say nothing till all the Aboriginals left. Then he started talking again. That nigga was like Smokey off of Friday. Like, I got mind control over the Aboriginals. When they come, I shut the fuck up. But when they leave, I be
I
talking
stopped at
again.
yeah, that's what OHF did that day on the panel with those natives. That native told him, "No, you did them," and just dropped off the thing like, "Nigga, no, you got me fucked up." They literally told OHF to shut the hell up, and he shut the hell up. I was
Hey, I'm
like,
saying
"What?"
spiritual awakening. What you mean? I was there last night. Come in. Pop in the chat. Explain what you talking about. I was there. I'm the one told the Aborigines to pop in last night. Nigga. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You crazy? And I was live streaming it from my channel, showing how they didn't want to drop the link.
They don't want to have that real talk because they've been pushing that narrative that out of Africa right along with their oppressor that they claim that they done overthrown, and they know the truth now.
I guess I gotta get a special invite from Killer Priest himself. You know what I'm saying? I guess I got
Man, Earth, Sun, and Moon. Those are concentration camps.
That's all they are. They prisoner camps. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For prisoners that's on like level 4. You know what I mean? So they ain't really at high risk. They let them get a little freedom and shit.
Yeah, they let them go down there and stand and rock and pretend like they got them and fighting for the planet when they can't fight for this land because it don't belong to them.
Yeah, it's
like when you were
popped
playing that video.
Listen, when we walked in, they was like, "Damn, the Aboriginals deep. They got Aboriginal power in them." I'm like, yeah. They like, yeah, he in here. I'm like, yeah, I'm right here. They said, all right. They looked over. They should whisper something. They said, all right, we're gonna drink this green tea, and them niggas start reading scriptures out the Bible. G. Like they was like, fuck our power. We ain't about to have this nigga beat us up. We gonna have to get He said, well, I'm gonna call the professor. I think they was talking about to get on here to get on some information. Like, yeah, you gonna have to call somebody. Call Tahuti with that damn snake on his neck so we can smoke his game. I'm gonna smoke him, dude, in the middle.
That sit in the middle like he been over there lifting up them the Egyptian statues every day. Yeah,
right.
with those necklaces.
ain't got no neck. Look like sardine man.
I said, look at this clown.
Yeah, like a talking bass fish off them commercials. No, look like little talking bass. Look like a guppy or something.
Oh shit!
He don't know what the hell he be talking about neither, man. That nigga talking about that was he said that was leopard print, leopard collar, lion collar. Like, no, the fuck it wasn't, dude. You're lying.
And then you had your boy King Cass. I heard him bring up Wakanda. Y'all, Wakanda is an American Indian. It's research of Wakanda in America. It's gonna pull up the American Indian mound sites of Wakanda. I want to say it's either in Missouri or it's in Midwest. It's in Midwest.
Hey,
I know that.
Spiritual awakening. You got to fix your device. You got to go back and allow all your device to come in. It's saying your device is not connected. So I don't know what you got going on over there, Brody, bro.
So when they talk about Wakanda, when they did the movie Wakanda, they was literally talking about us in America. They was not talking about no fucking Africa.
Hell no, they was never talking about it. Hey, I'm trying to be in a Matrix 5 movie, man. I'm just trying to be. Hey, I'm trying to be in the next Matrix movie, G. I'm really Neo.
Junior Neo said Cash was all over in Killer Priest chat talking shit. He just want to belong so bad because he ain't got nobody's information.
Yeah, he ain't got no home. He really adopted in real life, so he don't know where he
Hmm.
come from. He just a nigga. They could tell him anything. King Kaz is a
Okay, so
wild
yeah,
card.
yeah, it's Missouri. Yep, the Wakanda Mounds, in American Indian Mounds, Missouri. I knew it was up that way. I had posted it on my Facebook a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Why?
I got the actual picture of it. I got the picture
Mm-hmm.
somewhere put up somewhere. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, if I go through some of this shit on there, let me see what I got. I got some shit put up. I know Hober used to send me some shit back in the day
Did
on
you get that? Did you get that link I sent you where they found that those other ancient sites up in Antarctica?
I didn't know they found no shit
Oh
in here.
man, go to your Instagram and pull up that link I sent you.
All right, I'm gonna go look.
I mean, them some big ass fucking megaliths. Everything is up. But we know they've been done found. You know how they found at the end of last year is what they say. But we know a lot of stuff they just wait to show us after they went in and dug up our ancestors shit. That's what they do. They go in and get anything that's of value, and then they'll come showing you, oh yeah, look, this is what we just discovered here. When nigga, you been done discovered it, you just didn't want us to know about it until you got through doing your dirt, because it's what they do.
Yeah, these motherfuckers be doing dirt. Man, I got so much shit. Got so many damn pictures and shit on these motherfucking phones.
Me too. On my old phone, I got so much stuff. That's why I ain't never even got rid of it because I got so much stuff on it. You ain't getting that energy in Africa that you get when you come here to America. That's why everybody flocking to America. We have so many pyramids and mounds that carry a lot of energy. Everybody else is tapping into your ancestors' energy, but you.
Hold on, I got some shit now. I'm gonna just pull up shit. Watch this. Y'all niggas playing.
You check your temperature.
What the hell you done gave me right here?
Huh?
Oh, something. I'm just looking at some shit.
Oh,
What
I'm
you got?
talking to my daughter. She's sitting here sick. So I'm sitting here playing mama.
Gotta take care
She's
of it.
30. She's 30. So, I mean to tell she got an upper respiratory,
I'm gonna let you
which
read
is
this shit on the screen here in a minute, Harvard, because this all your sources. This your bill. I'm gonna let you take over for a sec. I'm just screenshotting some shit. This your bill.
my bill.
Yeah, it's over with. Now I'm gonna let you go in because there's some shit that you sent me though, so I'm gonna just let you go in on it.
Which
Boom,
one? Which
boom.
one was it?
All right, here it go. Boom. First one on the screen right now. You ready? Boom.
Oh yeah, there you go, right there, y'all. That's the book. And when Abraham Lincoln came to Egypt,
Let's go.
stroll it up so they'll see where he's at in Egypt. Stroll the picture up, AP, so they can see when he came to Egypt
All
by
right.
George W. Smith. Here we go. Memphis. Y'all see that, right? Memphis, Cairo. What if they told you that the civilization was not in Africa but was in America? What if they told you the oldest bones found was in not in Africa, Lucy, but was in Louisiana? Remember they dug up I think I sent that to you too. They dug up
Hmm.
the black Indians out of Louisiana.
Right.
What if they told you Mississippi River was really the Nile River and the pyramids around in it's coincident that Cairo and Memphis, both cities reside on both sides of the Mississippi, which is the Nile River. And if y'all
Hmm.
go back and y'all listen to Janice Bills, she speak on because she has a lot of the government documents showing you that they was burying what you would call chiefs. They was kingdoms. We had kingdoms here. And we got a lot of prisons that look like that's what they are. The old prisons were castles.
This is a letter from America
Yep.
to the Eastern Hemisphere, and it's used in
Facts.
English in the early 1600s from a black queen,
Emojis.
and it's also using what we would call emojis today.
Facts. So emojis are not new. This is what they was doing back then. There you go, right here in Tennessee. When they had the
Hold on, I didn't mean to show that. My bad. But so
that's just
this the emoji ones though. Y'all, my bad. Y'all just seen
mm-hmm.
that. I'm just gonna scroll down so y'all can see it. And it said the daughters of America. Let me show you the
Yep.
daughters of America. Who is the daughter of America? It's a black
There she
lady.
go. There she go right there. Britannia let them see the year of it. Of that letter was in 18 or was it 1782? The
We got them fire bills, y'all. Don't get it twisted. It's just a little drop for y'all. We ain't done.
the civilization of ancient Egypt.
That's your drop.
Okay, so introducing the idea of civilizations to Africa. The biggest change that the South America brought to Africa was the change in the agriculture from I can barely see that myself.
From foraging to cultivating.
To cultivate. Not only did South America introduce civilization to Africa, but also introduce a worldwide variety of crops to Africa. This that book I was telling y'all about. What's the name of this one? It's
Uh,
I think I sent you.
it's called
Civilize.
Civilizations in the Ancient Egyptians.
And this is the book that tell you how we took civilization to Africa.
Food crops and everything. And how do we know we
Yes,
got the food crops? Because I just showed you the book from where the origins of this shit shipped out to.
facts.
So listen, man, listen. Hoper got that fire bill. Y'all need to get this drop. It goes into look all the shit I just named. Most of the
Yep.
African tradition food crops originate from South America. Go and read this right quick. I'll let you get in. Go and get in your bag. Go ahead.
It says the traditional dishes originated in South America among the crops of South women. Oh, it's amongst the South America introduced to Africa was peppers, cola nuts, corn, mullet, yam, sweet potatoes. Ooh, I ain't got my glasses. Hold on. Pumpkin squash.
I'll read it for you, Miss Hobart, if you like.
Okay, because I can barely
Go ahead,
see it.
Miss Meticulous. Go ahead and get it in. You
How
like
you
your
doing, Mr.
narrating voice. You got a
Meticulous?
good narrating voice anyway. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Oh yeah, he got that voice.
Yeah, he got that
hey,
voice.
man, my shit be cracking. People be coming on the panel talk about my voice and shit. Knock it
No,
off. So
you got that voice that make people listen.
Yeah, you do. Go ahead. You got it.
hey, peace to y'all, and I appreciate y'all
Peace.
too. So it says cocoyam, pumpkin, squash, gourd, black eyed peas, peanuts, okra, pineapple, coca, plantain, bananas, tobacco, palm nut, coconut, ginger, garlic, sugarcane, all in Louisiana, tomatoes, onion, and cotton. Cotton too? Gourds were used to make eating and drinking vessels. Tobacco was used only for smoking. The South Americans also introduced goat, hen, guinea hen, and dog to Africa. Today, 7,000 years later, there is still large overlap between indigenous South American agriculture and African agriculture. I think that's a profound statement. I'm gonna read it again. Today, 7,000 years later, there is still a large overlap between indigenous South American agriculture and African agriculture.
And an African wrote this book, y'all. An African wrote this book. This is from the World's Fair that used to stand here in Tennessee. And what they say, the streets of Cairo. Look at it. Look at all the symbols on that building. Y'all see that damn camel right there?
Hieroglyphs.
So
the hieroglyphs on there.
Huh?
So the hieroglyphs too on the street, on the walls and stuff. So are they is that what they buried, and when they go underground digging, is this what we did seeing like the real streets when they came, they like buried it, and would they have to dig it up to see it?
A lot of our streets then was still cobblestone.
Yeah, that's in Tennessee right here. This is what you see in Tennessee in the 1800s. This is Tennessee in
Miss Holbert, where I'm from.
This is the Tennessee Sentinel exposition in 1897. So
yeah, we still got the brick roads in Louisiana where I'm from, and like I went read in Louisiana Tech history of Louisiana, and I uncovered some names. I used to date a girl that used to own what they used to call it, they call it the brickyard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The sister said found what she just read this, and she brought up Louisiana. One of the oldest people was found in Louisiana. Now let's get into some shit that we got. Bondage in Egypt. Where's Egypt? Slavery in Southern
Illinois. And look what that picture depicted.
So listen, this is awesome, just throwaway drop that we just gave y'all that I had on the spur that Holbert gave me year from 2018. So I just went back into an old stash and just gave y'all some throwaways. See, and that's fire drop. You probably never even heard some of this shit.
You can get those books.
It sounds like we need to go to Cairo and free ourselves from Cairo. That seemed like where the bondage, and I had been looking at it when y'all give me the information like, dang, what's up with Chicago? What's up with Chicago? Like, I know everybody answered the question like, dang, where's Chicago? What's up? What's going on? So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all information. Y'all layer the information where it gives, like y'all address it at different ways where you can't just keep bringing up the same topics like that's all we got. And I appreciate y'all for opening eyes to different aspects of it. As when we go to Miss Sophia Stewart, right? She was talking about how the patent game and how they steal and change things. And I always preach to my people, like rappers and stuff like that, like you need to make your own words. And that's your credibility. Like that, you play with words, create your own and have a definition, kind of like E40 did. Have your own dictionary, own your words. You know what I'm saying? Let every word come out, be different. And you could say some of the same things other people say, but own your shit. You don't have to sell all your art when they come steal it and all of that. Like you don't sell all your books. You know, when they see that you the sold one and they see you, they supposed to come flocking. Have other ways. Don't sell your stuff. Don't sell out. We've been selling out too much and they steal our stuff when they get out. And so, I don't know, man. I appreciate y'all for the information.
I'm gonna tell y'all a cartoon that when y'all talk about the highways, those big old large megalith highways and stuff, AP. They say it was up in the sky and stuff, how they had highways and stuff back, and then a lot of stuff they destroy and tore down. I'm gonna tell y'all a cartoon that will give you those highways. Y'all remember the Jetsons?
Yes, ma'am.
think about, remember in the distance when they be out on those big old they be like flying, but they also had like interstates that was going over, and all that stuff they put stuff in cartoons. They give you stuff in cartoons. I'm gonna tell y'all a person y'all can go and she's good at decoding shit. American Heiress, she decodes that shit for you.
See the truth.
Yep. So a lot of stuff. We're more prehistoric now than we were ever.
So Miss Hobart, like I like to look at stuff, as a common perspective, right? So when I see the stuff in the sky, I looked at some racing movies with my grandson, and when you look at how some of the roads come up off the ground, that's the same type of technology that would have took you off the ground. You kind of get where I'm going with it. So they can only keep it on a certain level. They don't have the understanding and science to build that high. So they just take it a little higher and give you a little Ferris wheel and give you a little of the understanding, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? The whole deal. Hey, I appreciate this.
Yeah, a lot of stuff they give us. It's in cartoons. Because they want you to think, oh, that's just science fiction. Most science fiction shit they show you really is the truth. Sci-fi is really the truth.
Look at this. Look at this stone bracelet found about 60,000 years ago in the Great Lakes region. It got high advanced tool making. You know what I'm saying? Use some type of high pressure screw to make a pendant. This was a pendant bracelet, so it would have been something that dropped in there that locked your bracelet in. You see what I'm saying? So that's some shit. Not only that, they got all kind of shit found for that same reason.
I seen this young man. He went to the Smithsonian and walked through, and he was looking at the American Indian stuff at the Smithsonian Museum. They look like us. The images inside there look like us. He took his children so they could walk through and see it. Those images. Now, why they don't ever show us those images?
I'm gonna say something else to tie stuff in too. When you look at that they stole Lucia's name, and the first person came from Louisiana, and I could come up with names around of, like, I could come up with the men names of the L's and how we could tie that into being the gods. Also Lucille's, the Lucille's, you get what I'm saying? Louisiana,
it's a sister bought that bus. Y'all know the bus that they made off of Lucille, but they said it burnt. Her skull burnt down in Brazil. The bus that they made from it to show you how the first Americans look. It's a sister just got it. She did a video over on Facebook last week. She purchased it from the person that made the bus, and she got it. So it'd be nice if we can get her over here with that bus. She knows she's American Indian. She knows it. And she purchased the bus for it.
Well, shit, man, we about to get ready to get out of here. But before we get out of here, let's play this last little video. Okay. Let's play this last little video before we get ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't did that yet. Shout out to
peace and love, everybody.
Shout out to the American Aborigines.
Peace and love. Hey, everybody should support and like the video at least. Give us a big AP some support.
Yes.
I don't know shit about no murder, gotta keep my mouth closed. Just gotta bring a Desert Eagle with a cut of that foe. Shower and bleach, rip up the car, make sure you burn all the clothes. My youngin' down to shoot to kill just for a line of some code. Send a text to all the ops like, yeah, we want all the smoke. We up by 6, they down by 2, they need to go fix the scope. Pop out with poles, told them I won't spend no kids or no hoes. Put on the pedal, heavy metal, send some shots through your clothes. Take off his nose, none of my niggas gon' bend break a fold. Clutching cutters, me and my brothers riding around smoking dope. cold. I gotta drop on all the ops, hope you don't think that you low. This ain't no threat, bitch, this a promise. When I catch a case cold, money fold, dope sold. You caught a body but told. Spent 40,000 on some diamonds, got my mouth looking froze. We sipping lean, that's not prescription, got them coming by low. Lord knows, walk in the mall and spend 10,000 on clothes. I don't know shit about no murder, gotta keep my mouth closed. It's got a brand new Desert Eagle with a cut of that fold. Sky wind bleach, rip up the car, make sure you burn all the clothes. My youngin' down to shoot to kill just for a line of some code. Send a text to all the ops like, yeah, we want all the smoke. We up by 6, they down by 2, they need to go fix the scope. Hop out with poles, told them I won't spend no kids and no hoes. Put on the pedal, heavy metal, send some shots through your clothes. I bought a chopper, then I filled it up. I catch them, I'ma fill them up. Walk down, hit shots, hit the corner, rip y'all better listen to the words I say. Living in our last days, point blank proof, 6 cigarettes and ashtrays. I don't know shit about no murder, gotta keep my mouth closed. It's got a brand new Desert Eagle with a cut of that fold. Sky wind bleach, rip up the car, make sure you burn all the clothes. My youngin' down to shoot to kill just for a line of some code. Send a text to all the ops like, yeah, we want all the smoke. We up by 6, they down by 2, they need to go fix the scope. Hop out with poles, told them I won't spend no kids and no hoes. Put on the pedal, heavy metal, send some shots through your clothes. Bitch, come here.
Dude say I got that chopper. I'ma build it up. I catch him. I'ma fill him up. Okay. keep on AP, man. I'm gonna have to come get you with that one. Hey, you play some nice music, bro.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to the Aborigines.
Bad bitch from the east side got face tats. Caught a flight to the west, nigga drove weight back. Papa still on some high tech, throw an 8 back. Got more gas than the service pump at the racetrack. Got slowed on the road, nigga had to shake back. Got more stitch than quick shot over in Buckhead. Had to transport 1,000 pieces out on the truck bed. Growing up in the jet, we sleeping on bunk beds. The mama give a nigga migraine, she give gray head. White collar dollar tax returns on green dots. Drain the car, then invest some money in the trap spot. Bad bitch from the south side, gave her back shots. Every shit, I made 120 from a laptop. Getting to the money down, nigga, can't stop. I ain't Tarantino, but I got beat. Wow. Hell no, I ain't Junior, but I got beat. Nah. Called Chris, told him hurry up, flood my wife. They tried to keep it doing, fuck around, caught the face shot. Took a 50 that I made from soon, car started to grow up. Had to walk inside the trap spot, make sure the door locked. Had to go and buy my club today cause it's cold out. I ain't signed the deal yet, dog, I'm a hold out. I just did a show, now I feel it was sold out. I ain't trying to shite niggas, they low down. See the sweet nigga gift from them for £4. White collar dollar reparation, gotta pay to stay back. Rich nigga trap serving nigga out of Maybach. I'm laying on my home, sorry where I laid at. Walking out the front door, nigga had to stay strapped. Gave a few niggas loan, never got paid back. Never told a nigga no and told me they need something. If you ain't got loyalty, the money don't mean nothing. Right now I'm on the fat nigga, can't eat nothing. Fuck 3 times, little mama just keep coming. Started my career from weed money.
So yeah, man, check that out, man. Some of the fire things that we got going on. Peace and love to y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all support the channel.
Right.
I bet y'all support the channel. You feel what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. Shout out to everybody. We about to get ready to end this. I'm gonna play a little jammy jam. Don't forget, the brother Trey Ali is performing. The brother Trey Ali is performing September 21st. That's right next week. This next Tuesday coming up, September 21st, at the 421 Hookah Lounge. That's on 421 Edgewood Avenue in East Atlanta, Georgia. The show started at 9 o'clock. It's $20 admission. I would like to see all the Aborigines pop out and show our brothers some love and turn up. It's in the city, man. So let's get it going. Appreciate everybody. I'll see y'all maybe later on tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized.
Peace. Make sure y'all be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous.
Freedom ain't free, it ain't
Support the channel on the way
legalized.
out. My Saturday.
Hey, I love you, Big AP. Stay safe, bro.
Love.
Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Yeah. Slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sparing. You got white privilege, so you don't need sparing. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe it. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave here. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was alright. 1200 wasn't no continent. Alright, Europe named after a black woman. Alright, grafted it come from us. Do your research, go within, quit listening to the teachers. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees that made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aborigine, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down, dirty, but they call us savages. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Then lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there together, pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we just can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president.
Look it up.
United States only 10 square blocks. Look it up. White people really the minorities. Look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities. Look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killer still walking around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. You still oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. That ain't my story. History is his story. Probably ain't your story. History is his story. It's his story.
History is his story. And it ain't my story. Peace and love to y'all, man. Peace.